welcome y'all to this episode of Outcast and Outclassed.
Woo!
Whoa. First, we'll get to our announcements, and that, as I hear myself in the echo, but that's okay. And that is happy birthday, Star Shinobi.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
That was my announcement. I wanted all the VOD listeners to watch and everything and be able to see it, but y'all had to say it beforehand, so it's less.
Well, listen, this is new for the
birthday.
VOD. This is new for the VOD people.
Podcast
They can
kids.
hear
Now
the
you're
chaos
ruining- Or like
beforehand.
I'm
No,
doing
listen.
everything
This
for
is
the
just
YouTube.
it's just reinforcing. You got to come and watch it live, y'all.
That's
Yep.
true. There was a lot of chaos.
chaos.
When is
20 minutes of it.
But that is literally all the announcements I have. So I do now want to just say a quick thank you to our sponsors.
Yay!
Oh yes, plural. Because y'all, first of all, we have the wonderful and familiar Eldritch Osiris games.
Ooh.
We know and love Eldritch Osiris games. They do have a cool little update. They wanted to let everybody know they have a new website. You can go to simply pf2e.com, so simply Pathfinder2e, but just pf2e.com, and it is a site that brings you like lots of bite-sized rules and tips for Pathfinder2e. You have access to some of their content there, and you can go and find all their cool stuff. It's an introduction. It's great for new players if anybody wants to check it out, and it has a focus on readability to those with ADHD, dyslexia, and other obstacles. The whole website is in simply dyslexic font. It's really cool, so go check it out. And we want to say a huge thank you to Eldritch Osiris for sponsoring us. It means the world. And I'm so excited to say that we have a second sponsor today, y'all. Sponsoring the show for the first time is, it might sound familiar because we are friends of them. They are friends of the show. However, they're also now sponsoring us, and that is the Crafty Gamer. Thank you so much, y'all, for
yay.
sponsoring us. It means the world. You heard all of the cool stuff that Star had to say, but we wanted to share that as well. There is a new collection out, and Star, what did you say was some of those cool scents that you?
It is called the
Rose?
Distance Lands, and it is Magnolia, Cherry Blossom, and Rose.
That sounds so good.
If you're not familiar, the Crafty Gamer has really cool scents, scented candles, and some other apparel, fragrances, games. There's so much there, so go check it out at thecraftygamer.com. Thank you all so very, very much. And in addition to those wonderful two sponsors, we are also part of the Roll20 Ambassador Program, and we want to say thank you to Roll20 for helping us bring this cool adventure path to life with their VCT and everything already on there, which is kind of neat for me. That's it, y'all. That's literally everything I have to say, so we cannot delay this any further. Let's hit that beautiful intro video and get this show on the road.
What about those Mendoza?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so last we left off, our students, our sprouts, our future, whatever they so choose to call themselves, will always be there. I'm so sorry.
The future.
The students have come down after some time taking it easy and having a break at the circus of Taliatia's family, the Sojourning Song Circus, which, in and of itself was not just a circus, as we found a little bit more information on Arafe's memories, ? Things happened, things were seen, and they have come back to campus and ready to get back into the swing of things, as though they had a nice reprieve away. The campus as a whole is a flurry of activity, because just prior there was an attack on the school, a large-scale attack that at this point is just everybody, teachers, students alike, are focused on identifying what is the cause and what is going on. You all have been tasked with exploring some of the caverns that were found under the Archhorn Library. Beginning this off in the area, taking over from a group of Karide students who just said, we're like, oh yeah, we can't do this. It's too scary. Y'all showed them what's up and came down here yourselves. You dealt with some angry, irritated mining bees, which you carefully escorted off campus before returning down and beginning your exploration of the caverns themselves. Starting off, not sure of what exactly was happening, you dimmed all the lights, and this is an aspect where I did want to bring up, this is GM's first dungeon crawl. Baby's first dungeon crawl. And so it's a learning experience, and I definitely am done a good amount of, looking in ahead and everything to making sure that, what are some of the positives and negatives of dungeon crawls, and making sure that this is something that is a better experience for everybody. So I just want to put that out there, that dungeon crawls are very different. And if you are a first-time GM, I get it, and you're not alone. And let's figure it out together, y'all.
It can be weird.
They're very different. They have a very different feel. And I think it's just very important to denote that it's not, there's the same pacing of everything, and there's a lot of unknowns that make it kind of difficult to prep for, and have a lot to keep in your brain at once. So just remember that is valid if it's a lot. But we're here now, and I've brushed up on some
players
rules.
are gonna love this.
Yes. And to make it feel as in-depth and important as it is, as you all are entering here, we're going to kind of just take it through. You guys came in here, you had to close all the lights, and I'm sorry, I know that that's not proper English, but that's how I say it because it's a direct translation from Hebrew. Anyways, you decided to take it all dark in here, and Ark, familiar with his cave systems from back home, put one hand on the wall and began to explore. I recognize this now. When you do not have when you do not have dark vision and the place is completely dark, you are effectively blinded. You're going to have the blinded condition. So that means that you automatically fail perception checks and all sorts of things in that regard. And there is actual effects. So you definitely have tried to do this. You came across this glowing mushroom that had some bite marks off of it, and are continuing to explore before Arafe, who can see great in the dark, perfectly in the dark, was able to identify with a successful perception check some interesting piece of the door, or this wall rather, and that it is a door, a secret door, and spinning on sort of one hinge is this sheetrock. Moving forward to explore this, I would like you all to remind me, who was the individual that stepped forward to open this door?
Hideaki via Overnoza.
Via Overnoza. Understood. So I believe also Tal brought a light back into play here, as
I believe so.
I see it on the map, so I'm assuming just to be able to
at least
begin to
one mode.
at least one mode of light to be able to see around here. So as Overnoza rotates this door, so it's rotating think the old school library secret doors that just kind of yes, and they just begin to open it. At this point, we're going to be moving from a form of exploration mode into initiative mode, not necessarily because there's a immediate fight, but because of it'll be easier for all of us. So if you can, please select your tokens and go ahead and roll initiative.
Amazing. Natural 1. Starting off hot.
Great. Good.
Natural 7.
Oh.
I lost my character sheet. It disappeared.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're gonna roll.
And just don't forget to click your tokens and roll here so and then adjust your
16.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And Hideaki, do you need me to do that for you, or can you do that?
I was trying to pull it up. You need to remember what to hit. I know it is somewhere. There it is. Much better. But not.
What is the actual total?
It's the actual total
Mine was also
9.
better on here.
is 9.
Excellent. And what is your
Mine is
total again?
11.
11. Excellent.
My
You're with
character
the
sheet
wife, so
has
don't kill me.
completely disappeared from Roll20. I double clicked it and it disappeared completely.
Oh no!
It may
I
have
can't
just.
get it.
It
I
may
can't
have
get the
just-
pop back up.
Oh, if you double clicked it, it's
Minimize?
going to be it's likely minimized, and it's going to be a little
Somewhere.
like
It's grayed
Transparency
out, so it's
grayed
probably
out.
hard to
window
see over
somewhere on your thing.
I can know for you.
Click.
I know. Click. Where'd it go?
Did you roll in person?
Yeah, I have a 17. I'm
If
so
that doesn't
sorry.
work, just like refresh or something,
fine.
probably.
Yeah, I think I'll just do that just to make life easier.
All right, 16 you said?
Amazing.
Listen,
yeah,
you could
16.
give her the nat 20 that you rolled for her. It's
For the ink for her birthday.
her birthday.
I will take that nat 20 later.
Okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah, we'll just hold on to it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So, we'll say that Hideaki starting this off is kind of where we are here. So that's why you're
Oh.
last, because you just began.
Sure.
The hinge rotates, and the bit of light, the one mode of light, pours into the room. You see in front of you, from this angle, there is hold on. That's so odd. You shouldn't. Okay. You see from this angle a pile of makeshift like beds, it seems like some form of nest like situation. There is cloth as blankets. There is an absolutely filthy room in front of you, and you're looking through Overnose's eyes, I believe, at this current moment.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because in the dark you were doing
Because
that.
I have a light, but Overnosa has dark vision.
Yeah, and prior to this there was no light. So it's hammocks, blankets, it's just kind of this big mess all heaped into little nests, and you discern 2 sleeping creatures you've seen before. These are midflits, but they're sleeping. Given the situation, let's have you all roll a stealth check as you're quietly peeking into this room.
We've seen
boy.
midflits before?
Yeah,
They were.
Peeps.
Yep. Mhm.
Oh.
I have a couple questions.
25 for myself.
Jeez. 16.
Also 16.
Yeah. Ark in
Also
the cave,
16.
y'all can probably see he
God.
is like naturally sneaky too. Like has not a side that he's shown, but he seems to be very like light-footed and quick with his hands too.
Also, I have the mask on. That's still
Yeah, you do.
Actually, yeah, I do. Like, real quick, how is everybody wearing their masks? I'm very curious.
I think
Everybody-
mine is tied. I think I established this last episode. Mine's tied on my amidst all of my scarves and belts and whatever that I have on my side.
Hideaki's is on his side, but he put it on earlier when he absolutely super screwed up that breath weapon, and then
Uses once a day thing and whiffed.
Blew my spot, baby. No regrets.
If combat is not surprised, like if we're not in a civilian situation or something, Ark will always put his mask on prior to like a dungeon dive or combat or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. As a clarification, Waffles, these are not the individuals that have an unluck aura.
Oh, I thought that's what misflits are.
I think what happened last time was
the tokens were wrong, right?
The tokens looked like Mitflits, but they were not Mitflits.
Pugwampus.
Yeah, because they were Pugwampus,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So, I just want clarification of where we have seen them before then.
Perhaps you have not then. I think I also got confused with the icon token thing. So,
okay.
Assuming you have not seen Mitflits before, it is easy enough for Overnosa to recognize, however, that these are a species of gremlin. Sure. Just out of familiarity and similarity to some of the things that you've seen thus far. Who had the lowest stealth? What was the lowest stealth?
We all tied. 3 of us 316. Yeah, 316 and a 25.
Great. That sounds wonderful. So let's.
I have a question, actually, though. Do our familiars / summons need to also do that?
Overnosa most definitely does, as they're absolutely considered like another.
Because he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
I will allow that if Nim is on your person, to not have to roll, but if they are separate from you, then yes.
Sounds good. They're with me for now.
How did you roll so much better than me, my dude? 26. Actually, no, hold on. 22.
That's my roll.
I think he flies.
Amazing.
Okay. Great. So the light kind of pours in, and you notice that one is sort of like almost right in front of this secret door, and the light, kind of the beam of light, just starts shines right over their face as they begin to kind of and squint and turn their eyes and roll over in this bundle of bed sheets, of dirty bed sheets. In this moment, Arafe, what are you doing? These are tight quarters, by the way, and it's where you are might be all you're limited to seeing.
And
yeah, I don't think I'd be able to get any closer.
Sorry. Ark at this point would be holding up 2 fingers and doing this because he sees that not everyone is in line to see.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Putting his palm to his face to make
a sleepy face.
Sleeping.
Sleep emoji.
And because Arafe knows that Tal probably can't see it all.
Yeah, I see nothing.
She'll whisper back, Ark sees 2 inside that are sleeping.
All right.
Question, Syrup.
Yeah.
Does this room look familiar to me? AKA a certain patron showed me a room somewhere in here?
So, the problem with that vision, one being as kind of quick as it was, it was, you saw a cavern wall,
right,
that looked definitely like these these walls, but it's also, this is all just rock wall and can mean anything.
It could mean anything.
To try to discern if there's familiar patterns of rock wall, it's going to be a pretty hard DC, but you can definitely try to make me a free perception check as you're kind of immediately looking.
I think if I could counter specifically less the rock walls and matching those 2 up, and more the creatures themselves.
You only saw a bit of purple coat.
And I heard that people talking about Stone Ghost. I didn't see.
No, that was a different vision.
Was 2 different. Yeah, you had 3 different visions of past, present, future.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
So the prosecution rests, Your Honor.
So So you just kind of communicate Airfay, and you're holding your.
I'm raising my hand.
Yes,
Maria,
pretty
forgive all you
aggressively. I just wanted to point out because for you, the GM, for any reason,
Yes.
because I have great big ears, I keep forgetting about this, y'all. Sharp-eared catfolk has an actual thing. I gain a +2 circumstance bonus to locate undetected creatures that I could hear within 30 feet with the seek action, and as long as I'm aware of them via sound, once per round, I can point it out to my allies for free.
Nice. That's cool.
And the way I love the way it's flavored, right? It's basically you have really expressive ears. So if you
expressive ears,
if they like
I can't
rotate
hide
like
my
satellites,
emotion.
like there's
Yeah,
sound
they
coming
really
from
do.
over there.
They really
That's
do.
basically what you can
They're
catch.
autopilot.
Yeah.
And so I guess maybe as this opens, you hear like a little bit of a soft snore, and definitely kind of like pick it up
Great.
from as the sheetrock kind of opens up. Okay, so you're just communicating Airfay. Are you looking to hold anything? As a reminder, with Pathfinder, holding an action, you take 2 actions to hold 1 action.
At this point, I don't think she would, just because she doesn't recognize that there is an actual threat at this moment.
Arc 2, what do you do?
All right. So first things first, I'm gonna call out that I won't metagame here. So usually, I feel like usually like you don't see turn orders, right? So I can't make sure we're all gonna go on, but I could like drop under this Pugwampy technically.
So I will say that like the way I expressed it was that the light poured onto their faces as they begin to stir.
Okay, I thought they were turning away. They're like actually beginning to stir, like possibility of waking up.
They started shifting.
Okay. And what is our main goal here again? It is to just rid all the bad stuff of this.
I wrote
place.
it down. I wrote it down. Wait, we have three. We have three things. There they are.
Remember.
Go into the tunnels.
Yep.
Help map them. Handle threats
Yep.
you can manage, and keep the school safe.
Yep.
All right.
This is the Magaambya. It is the same
Yeah.
deal as always, and all you recall particularly is that you were getting the vibes that this is, as always, while it is a serious thing for the school, it's a test, as all things are, and if you perform well here, it bodes well for you all.
Yep. I'm just wondering if Ark would like be trying to kill these things. Ark is gonna look at everyone else, and a little electricity sparks on his finger.
Okay.
And then, if no objections, he will cast Electric Arc with 2 actions, and then run into the room with his 3rd action.
Okay. These are very, very narrow quarters. You are absolutely able to move through allies' spaces, but you are not able to move through enemy or unfriendly spaces. And there seems to be a body right by this little secret door. So you would be you could it's 2 actions to do that, then moving, so you would probably not be able to tumble through if you were trying to do that.
Okay, so I can just stand in the door though.
Yes, you could stand in the door, and you would likely be blocking everyone's view at that point. Difficult decisions.
Yeah. He'll instead cast, knowing that, because I feel like he would know of that. He'll cast Electric Arc, hoping to get the jump on them while they're asleep, and then he'll enter Arcane Cascade, and like the electricity will begin to spark around his body.
Go ahead. So as you kind of look over, does anybody object? Does anybody hold up a hand or try to stop Ark?
I am literal conflict.
There's this quiet tension.
Player noise? Jeez.
Player noise.
Player knowledge. Tal would stop him if they knew what was exactly happening. I think they're still kind of like processing what Airfay told them.
You're like behind everybody.
Yeah,
too.
I'm
It's
like way back in the back. I can't do anything about it. So
you
like
have no idea what's in the
player
room, which I think is so interesting here.
Yeah.
I think okay. Put a hand up.
Okay.
Perhaps we can ask them about threatening, even if necessary, about our Stone Ghost friend. We can go that route, or we can try and scare them into submission.
Electricity still dancing around Ark's fingers. He like scrunches his face a little bit, and then in his mind he thinks, "Oh, we can ask them after we get rid of that." Like, there's at least two. He sees that the room continues back, but he doesn't know what's back there.
It's interesting. You see that arc, but Overnosa did not.
Yeah.
From your very, very sliver of an angle,
Yeah.
you see like a hallway continuing past. But
It's knowing that it, and like Ark's like, if that's the reason I'm being stopped, we can still do that after we incapacitate almost all of them, and he'll let Electric Arc go.
all right.
Okay.
So
just
go
as
ahead and
the-
cast electric arc.
I'm saying just in the,
Yes.
the background is Arafe wanted to stop Ark, but she hears Rin's
Drama.
voice of too trusting, and then has flashbacks of the images of
Incredible.
everything she just saw
Jeez.
and holds back.
Delicious.
Jeez.
With this.
To add some flavor to that, like, because all that stuff was internal monologue, right? For Arc 2, right?
Yeah.
So noting the pause, but I trust you to make a call.
All right.
And he's already reaching forward at that point and lets it go.
Okay.
All right, and that is what
Let's
Dex
go.
saves.
Dex save minus whatever prone and sleeping or prone and unconscious does to you, which is a lot, I'm pretty sure, for Dex.
Yeah, so I'll have to look it up real quick. It's just your flat foot and you have a -2. So interestingly, there has to do stuff with cover and everything, but it doesn't do all that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It doesn't do anything to reflex this.
Well, flat-footed, yeah. Yep, nope, it doesn't really. So
Boo.
in well, don't worry, I can still make some calls. So what they're in the process of beginning to stir. They are waking up, and they are truly about to wake up. And everything's 6 seconds. Everything's kind of a little wibbly here. So they, you see them. You turn, and you whisper. There's quick little whispers back and forth, and you turn back to face them, Ark, as you see the one who's like has the most light, kind of right in their eyes. Excuse me, right in their eyes. That they kind of like, you see it beginning to open their eyes and look at you, and then almost like seeing the electricity coming straight at its face. There's going to be some minuses here to their dexterity checks as they try to roll out of the way. There it is.
Big Panther?
Okay, so the two that are in front, so one is 15,
Fail.
and the other having a split second longer because of the first one in front of it. That is a 21.
Pass. So the first one takes 8 electricity damage, and then the
Nice.
whitish blue lightning jumps to the other one, who almost gets out of the way, and he takes 4, or they take 4.
Perfect.
We have a rules update if you care.
Negative
Sure.
-4 to AC.
If you're sleeping, you can't act. You take a 4. Yes. But I am not considering them sleeping because I had them
They were
roll
waking up.
initiative and begin to wake up. So,
Okay.
but that absolutely
Sure.
makes sense.
Perfect.
Thank you.
It's good
Yep.
to know for
Thanks,
later.
Don.
Yeah, that was it. And then that same electricity begins to spark around his body as he enters Arcane Cascade. And
All
I
right.
will go find us some music.
Nice you.
And really, this is
I forgot.
I thought that was you for a second, and I was like really confused.
It's labeled jungle battle music, and I hate it. So
Oh,
I've done that.
that's
to another
fucking
band.
awesome.
favorite song on Sirenscape.
It's
And
literally
it keeps
just a
going?
person beatbox.
The system
It gets
is
better.
down.
It gets better, but that is not for right now. Okay, so
There we go.
it is the Midflit's turn. So now
Of course it
waking
is.
up, they are prone. The first one is gets up, so uses an action to kind of just get up real quick. Sees this door open. Now, mind you, this door swings shut on its own. Overnoza is consistently holding this open for you all to see through, for that to happen. And in that moment, they are going to scramble. You see, as they stand up, they have still, like, if they were sleeping with it on them, they have like a small little short sword at their belt. And instead, seeing how far away you are, this one begins to yell and kind of wave their arms and is just like,
There you go.
intruders! Intruders! And this is an undercommon. And the
Chaos Rain.
they kind of turns back to you, and this one's looking very, very hurt from getting the full brunt of this. Is going to sort of like panickedly waste their movement as they kind of try to back up, realizing their friends in here. Going to just kind of get into this little corner. I think some of you lose line of sight here. I'm gonna bring Camera Chicken over into this little corner here for a reason, and the what is it gonna? It's gonna grab a dart, and it can see Overnoza holding the door open, so it's just gonna try to throw a dart directly at Overnoza.
Okay.
That is going to be a 19.
Is a miss.
Ooh, amazing. And it just kind of like clinks off of the armor of Overnoza's, like the scales, and falls to the ground. The other one, seeing its friend kind of like scamper back, you hear it kind of curse under their breath at the other one, and it's like, oh, you little coward, and it grabs this little short sword and runs forward, and it's going to block the entrance and going to stand basically in the weird door, and is going to that was one action to stand up and do that, by the way, and so it's going to have one strike of the short sword at Overnoza for a 25 to hit.
Definitely hits.
But they rolled really good damage, like great damage. So it's one point of piercing.
Fucking badass.
I'm really upset because you're lucky.
When you said like good, and then that first grade, I was like, and then I got nervous.
Wait, I forgot. Hold on. These Midflits, by the way, Midflits, like we just figured out, you are not familiar with, so always remember that you can absolutely use a recall knowledge to learn about these gremlins. Different gremlins have different things.
Yeah.
But this one, you see that they're very, very angry at you. Because of that, there's a certain ability that they have, which gains them a +2 status bonus to their damage rolls. So there's actually 3 points of damage to Overnoza.
And by that, you mean me.
It's true. All right. Next up, Taliatia. This is very interesting. This is one of the frustrating parts of closed quarters combat. You hear these little like guttural. You don't speak Undercommon, do you?
I certainly do not.
Yeah, you hear like guttural, like loud noises coming from in there, echoing through the walls. Don't forget, there's a constant buzz echoing throughout here. All of your friends, compatriots, sorry, are in your way, and you can't. Can you see anything?
Well, technically, like, I have line of sight with my character where the light is. So I can see, like, basically,
you don't actually have line of sight from your
here. Oh no, I can't see shit. I can't see shit in there.
Okay.
No. I have no idea.
What do you do?
So I heard noise coming from in there. I can't really get past people.
You can move through your ally spaces.
Right. I have no idea what I'm moving into, though, so that would...
Yes.
Like, all they hear in their head is Arcs just being like, battle smarter. Even if they've never said that.
I will say there is a tiny, tiny bit of space here that you can probably try to squeeze into. And this is for anybody that someone could squeeze into where the light is currently.
Yeah.
My favorite song.
I think Tao at this moment, because there's a lot of noise coming from there, is now more concerned about what might be coming from down where this crystal is.
The mushroom.
Mushroom. Listen, I can't
Yes,
tell.
no,
Fair.
fair.
The image is the same. So what they're going to do, I need to double check the verbiage on this thing. Okay.
I will let you, if you ever wanted to use an action for a perception check, I will let it like be continuous till your next round.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do then is all my spells got reset. The dancing lights that I have one there. I'm basically just gonna recast it, keep one there, because I can have up to 5. 4.
Yeah, it takes an action to sustain the spell anyways. I will let you with that one action sustain to like duplicate, like do your max amount of orbs and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Then I want to I want to send some down this direction.
How far can they be from you?
They can be... Oh, well, you create up to 4 floating lights, no 2 of which are more than 10 feet apart, which means...
You can daisy chain them. You want daisy chain them?
Yes, I will daisy chain them then.
So you'll have to bring this one closer to you. So you'll bring that one like up by you.
Yeah, which I think is okay. It still sheds a little bit of light. Yeah.
I forgot the camera was a chicken, and a chicken just like popped up into my view.
It makes me so happy.
Like, can we get a chicken?
So
Is
happy.
Anchor right here?
Yeah.
I'm just checking. Did something happen to your lights? Got turned off. There we go. And then one more.
Yeah. Yay. Okay. Cool. So I just want to have that lit. And then that was one action. So I want to oh dear. I'm going to, because I think Arc is immune to it for an hour. I cast guidance on you at the last session, but I think you used it. But I'm going to give guidance to Hideaki then, because I think I have, within 30 feet.
Dab.
I always think of that it's like a touch spell for some reason.
Me too. I always instinctively, yeah.
And then I'm going
It
to
is.
use my final action to we're just going to move with I'm going to move on to this chicken, actually.
Sup, chicken, coming Robin?
Sup, chicken. Just so I have a
Perfect.
clear line of sight, like up this direction a little bit more and down this direction, so I can. I'm scouting right now. I'm
Yep,
scouting.
no, you're keeping an
Got
eye around you.
ears,
That's
got eyes.
Great.
Indeed.
That
And that's
is
turn.
perfect.
Done.
All right.
Cinnamon
Hideaki.
tog poultry. Stop, kitty. I hate this.
Okay, so we're gonna try something different this time. So we're gonna start off by acting together. Overnoza, having been slashed by this with a short sword, and
Yes.
me, is going to reach out and bite at this gremlin, and at the same time, I'm gonna use demoralize, and I'm gonna sort of like just above a whisper. Listen, you little shit, you fucking little coward. I'm tired of having to deal with you. We've been dealing with everything about all of you for weeks and months and feel like a year. You tell me what I need to know, and my dragon will eat you.
Oh my god. Amazing. Make an intimidation check, please. And you're doing this in Undercommon, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna use a hero point because I rolled a 1, and that's way better. That's a 23.
Okay. It's gonna be against their will DC. What was that? One more time?
The roll
Yep.
23.
23. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Their like large ears like turn downwards and look a little like panicked as their eyes kind of go wide, like almost not expecting to hear you kind of like shout at them in Undercommon. That was absolutely successful. And not a critical success, but they do become frightened one.
Wonderful. And to, but of course, these things happen at the same time. So we're still gonna bite them though. Not awesome. 13 to hit. It's a fight. Sure.
That is not going to hit, unfortunately.
That's okay. Yeah, as he just sort of like reaches out and sort of like almost like a Jurassic World, like Tyrannosaurus Rex like bite, and like, but it just kind of, the wind kind of hits them. And then so that's action number 2. Action number 3 is I'm gonna go ahead and offense or defense, offense or defense, offense or defense. Defense. We're gonna cast Protect Companion on Overnosa, which gives him a +1 circumstance bonus to AC and gives him a life block reaction.
Okay. Let's keep track of that. Is anything else on your turn?
Just to tell you what it looks like, as the aura that surrounds both of them, like just kind of pulses, and like an abjuration like shield is around Overnosa. But that's all 3 actions for me.
Perfect. Top of the round, Airfey.
Yeah, so
and Ark, you're on deck.
Airfey is going to... She's not quite sure she actually wants to fight these things, because we kind of invaded their home, but she doesn't know what to do because everyone else is doing this.
And just to, I know it's been a while, like in out of game, but as a reminder, like they are still responsible, or you think, anyways. To be fair, you don't know that they're responsible, but they are involved and have been involved on attacks on the school
100%.
and have put a lot of people in danger. Just to give that context, but that you're still valid for feeling that way.
Oh yeah, no. She's got a lot of conflicting going on right now. She's not sure her reality is real right now.
Oh no.
Yeah. So instead, she's going to do a middle ground, and she is going to cast Tanglefoot on the one that's farthest back.
Okay. All the way in the back, perfect, which you can see over the little Mitfoot's head.
Yeah, so 19 to hit.
That hits.
And it's just a success?
Correct.
Okay. So it has a 10-foot circumstance penalty for the next 2 rounds. It can attempt to escape if it wants.
Okay, I will put this little net on them to help remind me of that.
Perfect.
So 10-foot speed penalty, basically, and it's a check to get out.
Yep, that's about it. And she's gonna go, Hideaki, what are they saying? And I will end my turn there. I know I have another action, but she does not know what to do with it at this moment.
Okay.
Totally fair.
Arc 2. At this point in time, I'm gonna just kidding, I didn't do that. You are going to realize at this point in time, again, everything's 6 seconds, that with the movement of light and your inability to see in the dark, the light that was pouring into the room for you is no longer available. So you are not able to see into the room.
Gross.
Mhm.
Can't see this person in the door.
Can't see shit, Captain.
Nope.
Gross.
Basically, they have the what's it called? One of those conditions. They're concealed to you. That does not mean that you cannot try to hit. If you hear it's there, you can still try to do it. But if they are concealed, let's double check real quick.
I think I roll a flat d20.
Yeah, so you'd have a DC 5 flat check to see if you can get to them or not.
Okay. I usually pass that check like 90% of the time. Huh.
That sounds like a tempting of fate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Art's gonna do that. He remembers where they are. And so he's gonna, like... remember... yeah.
You saw them move up, like, as the light moved away. You can definitely assume that they're in that area. But you can't get to them, but you can come up right, like, one, if you'd like.
I don't want to. I'm gonna cast a spell from back there.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, Ark's gonna, like, thumb out a piece of copper. And while it's in the air, he telekinetic projectiles it in the head.
Okay. I like it. That's
Love
a
that.
hit.
Yeah. Well, you want me to do the flat first?
Yes, right.
I passed.
Yep, that's a 7.
Telekinetic projectile, 25 to hit.
Let me check.
Sheesh.
Yeah. But just kidding. Not only is it a hit, it is a critical hit.
26 damage.
Good
Go.
God.
Kill him with the
What?
copper piece.
So, I want you to tell me real quick, because this thing was damaged prior, but like genuinely, you can't quite see what you did. As a means of sort of compensating for that, you just flung it with as much force as you possibly could.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, Overnoza sees this. So what does it look like when you take them to negative 19 hit points? Negative 19.
And be specific.
I don't think Ark's strong enough to fling like copper through bone, but he, like, obviously he didn't see where they were, so Ark kind of drops it in the air and flings it, and it ends up flinging like a frisbee and kind of spinning, and it catches their neck much like a sword would and just like slices their throat.
And then you all hear as it continues past and hits into the cave wall with like a thunk. And it's almost like it definitely got embedded into rock wall.
Why is throwing a coin like the most epic thing that's happened in this entire game?
It had to be Arc 2 too.
It's Arc,
Like,
so
perfect.
yes.
Arc's a badass.
Given that
Love
this is
it.
now a dead body that has wedged the door open, you have also effectively wedged the door open.
got a doorstop.
So the doorstop. And actually, you know what? That's his name. His name is Doorstop. So with that, also you can now move through that space without any issue.
Yeah, and Ark will in fact do that. He will move through the space and put himself up against this guy and his back to, like, his shoulder to this wall.
Well, you do not know where that guy is in this current point.
I
in
would
time.
once I hit the door, right? And then I can keep moving. Like,
There's no light in there.
oh, there's no. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm gonna assume somebody can light up my way, and so Ark will
Light 'em up.
attempt to move into the room where he remembers, like, the wall being, basically.
Okay. So when you can't see, also everything is difficult terrain. So your movement is also moving through everybody. So you're gonna very carefully step through here, and I will say that. Oop! I moved the wrong guy. Hey, buddy, can you?
Hey, dead guy. Maybe
back.
you could. Hey, Doorstop. Maybe you could just like chill, bro.
Yeah, doorstop, please. Excuse me. Thank you.
Yo,
And
down in front.
step like right past there, but not knowing where anything is at that point. And you could look through your token if you'd like. Like, you can't see anything right now. Do you want to are you trying to like reach out around you? There's an open space now. You're kind of out in the open.
I'll say he doesn't want to block the door, so he just wants to get out of the front of the door.
Okay. Left or right?
He doesn't really care where he goes. I'll roll a d20.
Okay. What is left? What's right?
11 to 20 is right. Right.
Okay, that is your right. So you go ahead and take a step to your right. I was assuming.
I thought it was right on the map, but it really doesn't matter. It's completely random. He's blind, so like his eyes are basically closed, and he's like, "Get out of the way of the door," and steps.
Yeah. Perfect. So you step out. All right. Anything else that you're doing?
That's it. That's all 3 actions.
Um,
Slit someone's throat with a copper piece. So.
yeah, that's fine.
As one does.
I want you to, having done that in front of this very badly injured Mitflint, now while you can't see, he sees you. Can you? All right. What do y'all want? Do y'all have to roll an intimidation check as he steps over this body, or a performance check to pretend that he is not blind? This
intimidation
Waffles
check.
can answer.
Definitely
Okay.
intimidation.
I intimidation
Okay.
check, 100%.
Got it.
Doesn't matter if you can see or not. You just did something fucking rad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad. There's crimson all over the wall.
So go ahead and make an intimidation check just to see how this Midfoot reacts for me. It's free.
Alright, this is with a -1, so Ark's charisma.
Also, we've all seen the movies of the bad guy coming into the room and not looking at the person, and how horrifying that is when they finally turn.
Yeah, it's a 7. So Ark's really just like he's more
Trips.
concentrated on walking, and and is just like
I love that,
hands
actually,
out,
like-
eyes literally closed, and he's like
Searching around. So the Midflit was
Marco!
absolutely terrified seeing this go down, but they do look at this moment as an opportunity, and will go ahead and rush you with their short sword. So they rush forward and go ahead and try to attack. Now, I do believe if you can just make sure that you are blinded and do whatever that does to your AC, I believe that does make you flat-footed, so that's going to be -2 to your AC, etc., etc. So, you have hurt this one before, so equally, it's going to channel that anger, and it is going to go ahead and...
it doesn't say it makes me flat-footed.
No?
No, it just says I
No,
have
it
a
just gives you
-4 status to perception
Bad
checks.
perception.
Yeah, super bad perception.
Okay. So... God, there's so much that goes on when you're like... Because you're blinded and flat-footed, I think, when you're... I don't know, whatever. It's fine. I'm pretty sure you're flat-footed, but it doesn't really matter because that's a 26 to hit.
Jeez.
That's a normal hit.
Okay. So you go and take, because of this anger, an additional 2 there, so that is going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Ark lets out like a because he didn't know it was coming.
And so they rush forward, they slash at you, and then they scream and run away. So that's going to be an additional here.
10-foot restriction.
Oh, they do. Okay, that's good. Thank you for reminding me. So actually, they only have speed of this. Okay, so they actually cannot get very far because of the tangle. They completely forgot about that. And I did, and so did they. Great. And with that, they kind of, you hear them. You don't know quite how far they got, but you kind of still hear them. All right, that's their turn. Now, meanwhile, all of these screams, however, nothing. You don't know anything. Everything's great.
You feel so comfortable.
This
Nothing bad will happen to you.
This, and then I just need to, don't worry, and don't metagame the initiative, please.
Yeah, of
I
course.
love you all.
Love you. This feels
and
like
then
the treehouse fight already. It's like, oh, we're done. No. Oh, we're done. No. It's terrifying.
Fine. Don't worry about it. It's great. Oh, it's good. That's good. And
See, what I should do, I'm just going to minimize the turn order, so then I don't even see.
yeah,
I'll just
Yeah.
pop it open when,
It's
I
a
don't know,
great
at
idea.
some other time.
When
I wrote down the original initiative, so I know when we're all going in relation to
Yeah.
each other.
Cool.
That's all that matters. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's doing this. You hear some noises from back here. And great. That is going to be Tal's turn. Tal, from
Yes.
your perspective, from where you are right now,
Yes.
this is starting to make noise. Just you're fighting along with all the screams and everything. However, keeping a sharp eye from your little daisy chain of lights here, nothing in the immediate is noticeable. I'll give you that for free from your previous turn.
Okay.
Like you don't see movement or
Even
anything like
including sound.
For sound, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Yeah.
And if you want to tune in here, you did not make a perception check last time, correct?
I did not.
So if you're okay with it, I'm gonna have this be one of your actions. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine because it's basically Tal in this moment deciding, do I stay or do I go, as the song says. You know.
What's on
12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The buzzing of that kind of is continuously echoing around here is all that you hear. With the 12 though, as you kind of step back over here, you definitely hear like a little bit of it's all over and it's very hard because it's all echoey and bouncy, but you feel like there's probably more buzzing coming from down there.
Down
just kind of like south, like the only area you really
South-ish.
see southwest. Yeah.
Okay.
Southwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then. Okay, well, my second action is to sustain these goddamn lights so I can fucking see.
Sure.
And I'm going to use my full 25 feet of movement to just get on the other side of Hideaki, bringing my lights
Light 'em up.
over with me. And kind of just like keeping one out here with us, kind of where it was before. And then just basically just catapulting the 3 into this room.
Oh, okay, great. So one kind of goes this way.
Yeah.
One pulls into here.
Nice.
We'll kind of just real quick from your perspective. Let me see what you see. Yeah, okay, great.
I don't
So
have
you can-
to see where they
I mean, you
are.
can't put it
They're
in
just
a
within
wall
10.
either. So it's just
Right.
to, like,
Yeah.
push it forward.
Yeah.
So you see about that. So I'm gonna like before it kind of hits something. So you're basically. I'll just let you fill this room up. Basically, that does plenty.
Ark yells.
I
"Two
can
more."
see something. Great.
Perfect.
Those are my 3 actions.
To be fair, can I see this guy way back here? Or no?
1 second. So you see now as this room lights up, Ark, there are 2 in front of you, 2 mitflits in front of you, and then you see like a table in a room opening up again. And you see like a little bit of something, but that's really like all you can tell. You think that there's probably something moving around back there.
Okay. Then Ark will yell. At least 2 more. Room goes much deeper.
Got it.
Okay. That's a free action to tell. That's your turn. Hideaki, it is your go.
To answer your question, Air of Fate, typical, still being assholes as per usual. And he's going to. So from here, because I'm not sure if I'm looking like at Overnose's site or mine right now.
Sure.
But obviously he can tell me. So I can see this guy, and I can see this guy, right?
Yeah, so Overnosa can see that. At this point, you have probably, with like the actions that you've done, you pulled yourself out of the vision of Overnosa. So
Yeah, certainly.
he tells you this,
Yeah.
but he can see that, and
Great.
You only really see what's directly in front of you. You can't really see down that hall at all.
All right. Okay, so we're going to act together and do this. So I can't see. Hideaki can't see this one at all.
No, correct. So we said you act together, and you said you do
Yep.
this. So Overnosa walks into the room,
Yep.
and then what?
Yeah, I was going to ask if he, because that'll determine whether I cast Electric Arc from here.
You just see like the wall in front of you,
Right.
and that's really it.
Okay, cool, no problem. Then the second part of that is to move right here.
Okay, so in tandem, in this weird unison, the two of you kind of filter into the room. Now you see the first misfit. I wanted to say misfit. Mitflit. That is right in front of Overnosa.
Yep. We're gonna bite him.
Okay.
26 to hit.
That's a critical hit.
Yeah, damn Skippy it is.
This poor thing had. Oh, no, I'm not gonna say. Go ahead. This is the one that could not get far enough away from Ark right now.
Because it's an additional die, right? Or is it doubled? I can't remember.
No. So you're gonna roll your damage and then everything you double.
Everything you double.
So.
Got it. So that's 16 points of piercing damage.
Cool. With a big chomp, the biggest of chomps, you absolutely destroy this thing. About as close to as viciously, not to be one-upped by Ark. Overnosa is, a little trying to show off here, but tell me what it looks like as they absolutely destroy a good chunk of this Mitflit.
I think Maw just opens up and crushes either side of it, and there's just a sickening cascading crunch as the bones crunch and break.
Okay. Hal, as you are looking into this room, your angle is perfect, and you see this.
It really is.
Yep.
You shed your light into the room, you push it all in there, and you ran over, and the first thing you see is it's because 6 seconds, everything's weird. As you go over there and Overnosa comes forward and actually demolishes this, you have completely destroyed and murdered 2 of these gremlins thus far as you've made your way into the room. And that the red is just really kind of jarring and shocking as you see how gruesomely these are being destroyed. Just as a note.
Well, yeah, because we have that. We have but that's the only one I can see. But I imagine the body of the other one is still in the doorway, right?
Yeah.
It's not great.
Tal's not great now. Tal doesn't this is the most gruesome thing I think Tal's ever seen.
Yeah, this is really, really gruesome, and that's not something you have really kind of done before.
No.
But is there anything else, Hideaki?
Last action, I'll protect companion again.
Okay. You go ahead and bolster your Eidolon one more time, as now, this vague flash of movement that you weren't sure you saw, Ark.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is going to, because you do. It's okay. It disappears from your view, and you're not you see another flash of movement, and then you lose track of it. You were trying really hard, out of the corner of your eye, to be what's moving. Overnosa also taking up space in front of you. You are unable to track it. Overnosa, having just attacked, is not really paying attention to that, and then you are not sure where it went.
An Ark will relay. Is at least one more behind us, or behind them.
Got it.
And with that, Arafe, it's your turn.
Alright. She can't see anything, so Arafe's gonna move in. 3. Oh my god. Maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Museum of Red.
She's gonna step and you see her go, oh my god.
I know. I don't like it either.
So she can't see anybody. Is there light in here now?
Yes.
Decent light? Okay. So she can't see anybody. Yeah, she's got nothing good to do then.
I will let you go ahead and make me a perception check, because you're looking around.
Okay. Where the fuck is perception? 24.
24. so close, but nope. You don't say anything.
Damn.
What I should say is I believe I have extra things if it's an illusion, if that matters.
You're good.
Okay. I always gotta check, 'cause I'm like, I don't know.
No, for sure. I appreciate that check.
She got extra illusion stuff. So she's just going to yell out, I think this is time to surrender, please. We don't want to do any more.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Can Ark echo that in Undercommon?
Yes,
I was just about to say the same thing.
I'll let you
Go
do
for
that.
it.
I don't want to aid or anything. I suck. So.
You just
Yeah,
translate.
I'm just translating.
Said
I
persuasion.
don't believe this, but like.
Diplomacy. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. I had that moment of, okay, am
Where's
I
persuasion? A new shirt.
Am I the
coming soon.
problem? No, I am.
Am
I am the problem.
I am the problem.
Probably
Let's be
me.
honest. We've all taken turns being the problem in this show.
That's a 28.
Jesus.
28. Okay, interesting.
Charisma
Interesting.
as fuck.
I will say with that, there is, there is a let me check, because this is usually against will DCs. Okay. So there is this moment where you kind of pause and listen to see like what is happening with that, and you hear one go, like the one that's you can't see but Ark and Overnosa sees, like right behind the one that was just absolutely chomped on. You see it kind of like nervously look back and forth, and then kind of yells back in Undercommon, I don't know. Don't just back up. Leap. Yep. It's like not. It knows it has. It's very conflicted.
Neurons are misfiring.
You just hear if I go, what did he say?
That.
He said leave.
Okay, that's she
Good talk.
really all right. Tried.
And there, it's
that's
kind
all
of
she
standing
got.
there like not moving, and you see this Ark.
And I'm gonna stay back because at this point I know those two are probably gonna need to get through, and I don't want to be in the way.
Okay.
I might move. I might have continued to move over here, so if Tal wants to get in, she can.
You make some space.
Ark will
Perfect.
say at this point, in Undercommon, drop your weapons and come here, and no one else will die. It says it very plainly.
I don't want to go over there. Why should I trust?
This is the same shit they did last time we talked to people like this.
Arc telekinetic projectiles his copper out of the wall and at this guy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And you see him. All right, go ahead and roll first.
Chris, 27.
Jesus Christ.
You see,
I can't believe it.
you see him kind of again looking back and forth down this hallway, and turns back when he says, like, I don't wanna. And you go and you begin to flick this copper as they take like one hesitant step in your direction, only to be, what's the damage?
20.
That is in a instant twice their hit points as they were at full health, as they absolutely this one just goes like straight through, just straight through, and it's a small hole, and it's just like they're tiny little things, and he just like that one hesitant step just kind of falls forward.
R2's in that movie Wanted, like curve the bullet.
Arc will move up to where the dead body is, and basically like stand over it.
Okay.
And they'll just repeat in Undercommon. Surrender and come here, no one else will die.
Okay. Perfect. Is that it? Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. At this point, make me a perception check, Ark.
I'm bad at this. I'm only good at slinging coppers. 9.
Okay. At this
We are
point,
now known as the Copper Slingers.
No, I hate it.
it's a copper
I don't want to be. I don't want to be known for this.
I don't.
I'm not associated with this. I have no associated with these
the
people at
MO
all.
of this. The MO of this.
campaign.
This
Tal was outside the
monster
room
is
the whole time.
a small coin-like hole. Just enter and leave a body. That's it. So at this point, the thing that you missed as you step forward onto this body is this sort of like, you hear all of a sudden this like as the rock behind you like starts to crumble, and emerging from the rock wall is this pudgy, short, like round thing. What is the thing to show you get again? It's Shift Z. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my! What is the what?
That is my new paralysis.
Shit.
Why does that have 2 mouths?
I love them.
It's like a shark.
Yeah.
As this thing is
We'll go on that. Fuck
basically-
that.
you see it like chomping, and as it comes out of this wall that it partially merged into,
Some
it
Pac-Man.
is chewing and spitting out pieces of rock. And the first thing it does as it moves and it jumps out is start stomping its feet. And as it begins to stomp its feet, the ground around it begins to churn.
Holy shit.
And
That's
rock begins to
cool.
tumble and move around you. The hallway around it and by you, with pieces of chunks of rock that are spilling out everywhere, is currently difficult terrain. So that's the first thing it does, is it moves out of there. Now, you are flat-footed against it because it rolled a 26 stealth as it melded into the rock. It has something called lurk from this, which is it just partially melds into it and takes cover, makes stealth, etc. So that was last time, so it does that and it goes out, and at this point you see it with a tiny like little hammer at its side go out and strike you from behind. So this is going to be, oh, I didn't mean to do range, but I don't think that changes
Before we get
anything.
serious with the damage or the hit, can I say something? It's a joke.
Yeah.
I
love you so
think we
much.
missed a golden opportunity. It should have popped out the wall and been like, "Can you smell?"
No!
All right, I'm done.
But that was worth the wait, 100%.
Yes, absolutely.
A plus. A
so-
plus.
That, I really do not think it made a difference. I just want to make sure with the damage, it doesn't either. It does not. Okay. So that is going to be an 18 to hit your flat-footed AC.
With mage armor, that is not a hit.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh man, boo. Are you sure? What if I wanted to?
Oh wait, sorry.
You have hero points.
I actually already have mage armor calculated for, so it's exactly a hit.
Oh, no.
Yay! See, all
Well,
you gotta
ask
do
and
is
you shall
ask,
receive.
friends.
Hey, you asked
You're
me,
the
you sure,
worst.
and I checked for you. There you go.
Thank you. So that is going to be. Let me make sure he doesn't have anything that makes his stuff worse. No, it doesn't. So that is going to.
Oh no! I'm sure you're disappointed.
It's only 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it smacks you with a hammer in like the back of the knee.
Incredible.
That's all good. Yeah.
The back of the knee.
It's tiny.
It's like, it's a head, for those of the podcast listeners, it's
Yes.
literally a head with
Yes.
just so many teeth.
Oh my
like
God, so
arms
many
coming
teeth.
out, like giant ears, arms coming out of the head, and then little just
That's like
giant
fucking
feet.
40 teeth.
It's
at
just
least.
a head with arms and feet and giant ears and
I
too
said
many
little
teeth.
hammer because I misread light hammer. But if you see in the picture, you see it's like it's holding it in 2 hands. Now, mind you, this is a tiny creature, so that actually is just a regular hammer. Okay. That is all its actions. At
Holy
which point,
shit, what a turn.
that though, because it was hiding, did that. But this one, you see a Mitflit step forward to you, and its hands are like raised, and is just kind of like, "Ow, all right, I'm not doing it."
Okay. Ark will nod and turn his back to the Mythlet. No facing
Okay.
in Pathfinder, but like basically give like a like
Spirit away? Yeah, got it.
Okay, good. So that's its turn. Tal. God,
Poor Tal.
Actually, can I?
Let me. You go. You
Can I do one
you
other
go.
thing
Then
when
I'm
this
gonna tell a
Mythlet steps
story.
up?
what?
Can I?
It depends.
Yeah, can I ask it in Undercommon? What else is here?
No,
Okay.
not out of your turn.
Okay.
Tal.
All right, let me tell you a story about what
Tell me a
happens
story.
here.
Tell me.
Tal
Tell me a story.
hears all this commotion going on.
Yep.
Make sure nothing's here. Walks over here, sees over nose. She's blood everywhere. There's just blood everywhere.
Yep.
Watches Ark do something, and the sound of more dead things happening. Lots of shaking. Tal is out of this room, and everything bad is happening in front of her, and she is like, she.
So bad.
Tal is not. Tal just came from this circus.
Remember how
having
fun
a
it was to see your
Cotton
face?
candy was 5 minutes ago.
I need a smash cut of like, going around, jogging around to the circus, saying hi to family, flying,
And then
in,
like that
through
Covered
the...
in blood.
shocked look of
and
like
then
everything
just
is like,
blood.
yeah, yes. So Tal is going to move so they can see as their first action actually what's going on inside of this space.
Yeah, and you
So
can. There is the dead body in front of you. I know there's this camera chicken, but you do see this weird ethereal camera chicken in front of you, and it's holding this technology that you're not familiar with called the camera. But you can step through it. You could probably take that step behind Overnosa as well if you want to see down the hall.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if she would. Yeah, I think they would. Okay.
At this point,
Yeah, I think-
as you look, you see like the table. There's stuff on the table.
Yeah, I
and
see
like
it
a
now.
cavern
Perfect.
open up.
Perfect. Okay. To those who are in here who can see them, they're walking in like they're just like walking surprisingly slowly for the seemingly severity of the situation. And it's just kind of looking down at the ground at like all of this, just kind of you can see that like she's shaking a little bit as she's just taking in everything that's around. And
Expressive ears, are they like flattened at this current point to your head? Like,
yeah, they're like if they could be like down on like the back of their head, like they look mortified right now. And I think what I'm going to hold okay, you can't hold a 2-action spell, right?
Takes 2 actions to hold 1, right?
Yeah, but I only have 3 actions.
It's complicated. But I think the call is no. Waffles,
Okay.
we've called that before, right?
Rules as written, no. We've interpreted it
Okay.
to let all 3 actions hold a 2-action spell before. But that
True.
is a GM call.
Yeah, it's
It's so all of you aren't standing around and hold a fireball to blaze a village down or something.
Got it.
Like,
yeah, it's also
Yeah.
because reactions are shorter time frames, so you're like spending some time like holding the quicker time frame basically. But any which way,
Okay.
I will say no in this case.
Okay. They moved. They're gonna use the other action to like, kind of like a slow and listful way. Draw the lights farther in and down. Just sustain the lights and move them in farther. Keeping one in this room that we're in. And other than that, I think I think that she's gonna forgo her last action and just kind of like look at the two of you that like she can see and just say, "What are you doing?"
Sorry, I can't find the last light. Okay, it's fine. Everything's great. Sorry, go ahead. You said, what are you doing?
Yeah. And that's it. I'm gonna forego my last action. I use my last action to be broken.
That's a mood. And
You didn't
Hideaki,
need to use an action for that though. Like, okay. Anyway,
as the light like moves into here, and you watch Tal pick her way carefully through the bodies and see the expressive ears, and you hear that you're right there. You see them clearly.
Where did I go? I think I was right here, right?
You're still there.
Yep.
Oh, weird, because it doesn't show my own token. My token is missing from my screen. Oh, now I exist. Hi, I'm there. Hello, me. Anyway, so hearing Tal say that, I hate what this conflict is making us do. Maybe this is the darkness we talked about.
Am I allowed to respond out of turn?
Mm-hmm.
Can I respond?
Mm-hmm.
Tal just kind of looks at you bewildered and said, "No one made us do this." Just kind of gesturing to like the absolutely bloody masses around.
We tried to talk, and he's going to have, because Overnose was over here, right?
Do you not see Overnose either?
He was like back here, like something happened. I don't even know.
It might have been
right in
might
front
have-
of Tal.
Yes, it might have been when you were swapping things around to get
Yeah,
the lights figured out.
Cool.
So he's right in front of Tal right now, but you can have it move.
Got it. Yeah, which is fine. And then just to catch me up again, bad guy right here.
Yeah, so
Okay.
in front of the dead body, and you can occupy the dead body space.
Okay. So we're going to act together and we're going to cast as Overnosa moves up to bad guy, and we're going to boost Edelon, and that energy just begins to instead of that kind of cold, cool abjuration, it is now emanating of power, and we're going to chomp.
I do want to say for the podcast listeners, I did air quotes bad guy. I want to make that publicly known to every platform.
Teeth though. Sarah, what's up?
Yeah, sorry. Catching up on everything. Okay, so you step forward, you boost your Eidolon, which gives them a +2 damage rolls, not to hit. As a clear. Okay, so go ahead and roll to chomp.
16 hit.
So this little tough-hided ball of rocky anger, it misses.
you went for it.
I looked that up and then nope.
I respect it so much. Like, you know what? It misses. Like you get it. You get it. So
rocky
that's
anger horror film. Great.
And then and I got one more action, so I'm gonna hit it again. What's the second attack penalty?
So either -5 or -4. If they have any particular traits like
Overnosa and our two flanking it?
So that means that it is flat-footed.
Sure.
But which is a -2 to its AC. Oh wait, what did you attack? What did you roll the first time?
16.
Oh, with flat-footed, that actually
Let's go.
hits.
Let's go.
Amazing. Good call.
Okay.
Good call.
Well, in that case, 5 points of because it's 2 plus 1 plus 2, so 5. It was really complicated to get to 5. Anyway, so then.
Do you do it again?
Yeah, and then I do it.
Okay. So do you have the agile by your unarmed attacks for Overnosa?
Let's find out. Not for bites, but claw attacks I do.
Okay. So you chomp first, and now you're gonna swipe agile, so that's a -4 with his claws.
Got it. That's a 19 to hit and then it has a -2 AC, so that'd be 21, right? Is that right?
Wait.
No.
19.
Yeah, 19 is my thingy. You do the math.
Okay, 19 -4. 15. Does not hit. It's flat-footed AC.
Okay. Cool. I did wow, guys. Wow. Cool. I missed all of that. Holy shit.
We were trying so hard to not. Happy birthday!
And after all that, and still looking at Tal, we can still talk. We don't want to kill you. I would really like to stop, please.
So Hideaki's looking over at Tal, and you're yelling this in Undercommon.
Yep.
Great, I don't speak Undercommon, so this is fine. I have no idea what you're saying.
I just kind of motion to you in like 1 second, that kind of thing. It's just like I'm working.
Can you make either a diplomacy or an intimidation check one last time for me, because this thing was in a different mental space during the previous one.
Totally fair. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So with that, this thing, you hear it clack, clack, clack. It's multiple rows of teeth. As it kind of shuffles there in its little place. You've never seen what this thing is before. You don't even know what it's called, mind you all. Don't forget about those knowledge checks. And it looks over. It seems to it did get a good chunk of it hit. What was the first damage? Did you give that to me?
5.
Oh, you did. I think it didn't take. Sorry.
We'll take it now.
There it goes. Okay, so it's kind of it's slows down a little bit. But it doesn't really respond, and it kind of looks down the past arc at the other, trying to kind of catch eyes with the other Midflit. But it sort of you don't see it as Hideaki, and then Overnosa is watching it carefully. You're not 100% sure if it works.
Sure. Cool. That's me. Long turn.
Okay. At the top of the round, at this point, there is a moment. The ones that you currently see are seeming to not, press an attack necessarily. There's this sort of very tenuous truce kind of thing going on here, but you feel how tenuous it is as a group. You see that this isn't a let our guard down moment. This is a what could we do next? And at this point where you collect yourselves and take a look around and take a judge what actions to take next, we're gonna go ahead and take our break. Let us continue. You find yourselves packed in these tiny, cramped spaces, littered with now bloody and dead bodies. Far ahead down the tunnel, out of sight of Arafei and Hideaki, is Arc 2. Not quite flanked, but, surrounded by one Midflit that has made absolute kind of clear gestures of holding up and like, okay, hold on, not gonna do this, not gonna fight. And then this sort of a little bit more conflicted, little stone ball thing that you don't know what it is. And that one seems to be a little bit more like unsure. It's holding its horses currently, not fully convinced. So in this tenuous space, I will also say, because of your location and the lights that have now filtered in here, Arc 2, one additional thing catches your eye. In the back corner of this cavern is this tiny little thing. It is not making any moves to attack. It is clearly cowering in the corner, trying, and it's just kind of from where you are and how lit up the space is now. This thing is turned around and outright facing the wall, with its face like pressed into the wall and like cowering, as if like, I can't see you, you can't see me kind of style.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be aggressive in the slightest, but you are aware that there is another creature in the room over there.
Can I identify them at all? No, without a recall knowledge. Like, do I know what they are?
It's not something that you have seen
Okay,
before. At this point in time, Airfay, unsure exact. You've called out a couple times. You feel like you were very convincing. But at this point in time, like, you have no idea what's going on down there. It is your turn. We're still in initiative due to like the situation, but don't feel that, like, you know, do whatever calls you all need.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Airfay wants to do a recall knowledge on Sharkmouth.
They are not. Have you seen it yet? I don't think you have.
I'm gonna move over. And I will make a recall.
Hey!
Understood.
Like,
Oh, that was
God,
fixed.
what is that?
Dear, oh
Swimming
God,
in blood.
so many teeth.
I've never seen that before.
Please do.
Would this be a nature check?
Blimey! Look at this specimen.
I will tell you, this thing is, yes, these are kind of all gremlin-ish things here, and you at least have that sense of familiarity. So I will say, nature check. If you feel like you have any specific lore that you would prefer to use, that helps.
Probably
sometimes.
not. She doesn't have much lore. An 18. Yes.
Okay. That is a successful recall knowledge check against this thing. You've done your research. When you realized you were doing, dealing with some gremlins, you kind of went and looked up a couple of like, okay, well, what are really gremlins? So this one, you're actually not that you're not that surprised to see. This thing is called I'm gonna butcher it, but a gnagrif, Gnagrif, a gnagrif, and they are squat, surly, perpetually covered in wet mud. You know that they infest and like destroy homes, but you know what gremlin doesn't. They have like this shark-like face, 2 sets of jaws, and their mouths open 180 degrees and clamp onto like flat rocks and walls. They love hiding out in holes. They love like hiding into all these little things. And they love wreaking havoc on like the foundations of like houses and stuff like that. So you saw the mining bees earlier, and you know things like maybe those are not really found out here. You guys did some checks on that, but this is absolutely another thing that could carve tunnels. Because of the successful recall knowledge, I will give you one piece of information on its stat block. What would you like to know?
I would like to know if they have any like resistances.
They do not have any resistances. I will give you instead what they are weak to. And that is cold iron.
Cold iron.
Because gremlins are considered fey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she will call out to Ark, if they won't stop, cold iron, if you have any. I don't.
I have no.
Syrup.
Yeah.
Are the bells cold iron?
The bells
They were
are,
silver, I think.
say it again?
I think they were silver.
They're silver bells. However, they have their own stats to them, if you recall.
Right, because they
Um,
were used for something else with them.
They were used to keep a banny-shaped thingamajigger.
Yeah, it's a ritual.
You recall the ritual, yes. So
Weren't
there
these
is an
silver bells
effect
by-
on them.
Weren't they at the tree when we first got there?
Mhm.
Yeah, correct. There was some kind of
They
ritual.
were gonna try to keep
attempted.
the things from coming in to eat the paper potentially,
Mhm,
but that
mhm.
didn't work. Somebody. took them.
I could go try to find it. If you do not have the information on exactly what they do, though.
I don't. I actually went to go back and look in Discord, and it's the only thing in that list that doesn't have a stat block. I looked at on archives of Nephis, and I didn't see anything. I could have put it incorrectly.
And then I guess the next thing is, am I able to get through this hallway at all? Or am I stuck?
So you're able to move through your allies' spaces without any issue. But you cannot end your turn in a space that's occupied. So you can go
I'd have-
all the way down.
I'd have to use a second turn to get past Arc, essentially.
Well, actually, technically, the Gnagriff is in the way. So you could try to tumble through their space.
Yeah, sure. I just want to get through, so I will do that and try and vault over Bear Trap McGee face.
Okay, so you are going through here. One action to kind of go down. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Ooh. 14.
Okay, 1 second. I always forgot this.
Against the reflex DC.
DC, okay. So you are not successful in this case. The problem is that it's a very, very tight kind of like space. And there's no real way to like successfully end up on the other side of them. So it's this very kind of awkward thing.
Is it too late to use a hero point?
Go for it.
Okay.
It's your birthday.
All of you. It's your birthday.
Well, that's worse, so never mind.
Oh, no. Happy birthday!
Happy
We
birthday.
can't have
Down
it
to
all.
an 11.
Life lessons with Star Shinobi.
There's
Starting
this
off on the
moment
correct foot.
as you try to walk down this space. The problem is you're not able to tumble through their space, but you also are not able to stay in the space if you failed because Overnoza is there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in this odd situation now. That might be that I should not have allowed you to do it in the first place, to be fair. But we're gonna work with this. So the problem is though that it's this sort of like, oh, I'm gonna come through here, but oh, I can't, and they're there, and they're like looking at you. Now this Gnagriff is not totally complacent. And because it was stomping around over there before, all of this is difficult terrain as well. I want you in this moment to make me a reflex saving throw.
I was literally manifesting that you would call for this roll, and I'm so excited.
I'm gonna use a second hero point.
Hey, happy birthday.
God damn it.
Dead.
I rolled the same
Wow.
thing. 11.
That dice has gotta go.
Yep, you are.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the ground.
As
You
you
are
kind of
banished.
come in to take up this space, coming a little bit like, perhaps a surprise to the Gnagriff
Sorry.
that is, focused on a large dragon, a regular size, but, large quote-unquote dragon, and Arc 2. Arc 2 being the most intimidating thing that has walked through these halls, by the way, I have to say. Well, maybe not the most, but, for now. And it kind of like takes this almost as a threat, and it begins as a reaction to pound on the ground, and all the rubble beneath you shifts. Because you are the triggering creature, you failed your reflex saving throw, you fall prone.
Shit.
So you fall prone in Overnose's space. And because of the rules, trying to get out of your way, Overnoza is forced backwards 1, and you change places with Overnoza, and you
We are
fall
playing 3D
prone.
chess.
We are playing 3D chess. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark you as a little icon here to help us remember. But
So now,
unlucky to say.
So now it's not flat-footed because RFA is prone, right?
It is. I don't think. Does it work that way?
It is still flat-footed because
It is still
you can't-
flat-footed, that's what I
you
thought.
can melee attack from prone.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Got it.
It's still threatened. So
I'm learning.
So it's funny because Airface flat-footed as well for
Yeah.
being prone,
Right.
but that doesn't matter. So it's like Airface flat-footed and it's
double
flat-footed.
flat-foot. Double rainbow.
So with that, in this sort of attempt at moving, it takes its reaction and it stomps, which I will let you all decide if that's aggressive or not. At this point, I would say that's your action to move over there. You're prone. So what do you
Well,
what would you do?
in order to get me past, getting past Arc, I would have had to use my second action, so I think I'm out.
Okay, perfect. And you did a recall knowledge.
And I
as
did
well,
recall
right?
knowledge.
Perfect. Okay. So you're there prone. Arc 2, you see this as Airfit kind of tries to shuffle through this very, very tight space. The cavern walls as well, trigger warning to claustrophobia, but like it's not very tall ceilings either. This is uncomfortable. What you doing, Arc?
Arc lights.
Tal is fine. Tal is short.
Arc lights.
I'm a tall.
But Arc is going to turn around to that creature, assume it speaks Undercommon, and he's gonna say this out loud, hoping Hideaki tells everyone else in common. He's gonna say, "If you are done, I won't attack you. Your friend here has already surrendered." And electricity is gonna be like in his hand, just as an intimidation factor.
Okay.
And with that, he's gonna drop under that guy in initiative, if you'll allow me.
Ooh.
So if you are just speaking and it's not going to be an intimidation check and it's not going to really affect it, you'll able to shift your turn. But if you're trying to use any of your actions for anything, then you will not be able to shift your turn.
Okay. My intimidation sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna drop under it. I'm gonna say that and drop under it. Because if Overnoza was still here, I think Arc would have left and kept walking down the hall. But now that Airface's prone, he has to stay here.
Yeah. All right, this Gnagriff, full disclosure, it's not that hurt. It's doing good. It's annoyed. But it can recognize that there's like this iffy situation here. At the same time, there's this lovely prone humanoid
Maria's
thing.
chaos.
I want to see its jaw hinge 180 degrees and eat one of my friends. Do it.
I just see Star's eyes turn wide.
It's your birthday.
It's just a Venus.
Maria, you could just watch Deep Blue Sea. It's fine.
You know what I think sounds very
But it wouldn't be
fair here?
personal.
But Samuel L.
No, it
Jackson's in it.
sounds
It is
so fair.
personal.
Let's flip that D20
Wow.
that Star
This thing,
has gifted
man.
me.
This thing is
So-
really fucked shit up. Wow.
Airfay, you're gonna call this 20
Oh.
is gonna attack you, or 20 is going to not. What do you want? What do you want it to be?
21.
20, it doesn't attack. Severe success on my side.
Okay, so
Here we go.
20 side it does not attack.
Go
On one
birthday
side it
luck.
attacks.
Of course. Happy birthday!
Everybody, I'll
I'm
have
sensing a
an
trend. I'm
Listen,
three
it can only
fill
open
rolls.
it can open its mouth 180 degrees, but that's not enough to swallow you.
No.
Just maim you.
Yet,
alive.
swallow you yet.
It starts sucking on my toes.
Oh no! That's against Twitch TOS. Oh
That
no!
That doesn't
What?
happen. No terms of service here.
That's it. That's it. We're canceled immediately.
Wow. I've never been
Cancel
canceled before, so this is what it feels like, huh?
I
Wow.
love it.
Oh gosh.
We had a good run. 27 episodes.
At that point, it becomes your pet, right? We got mommy.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
dude, I would totally have this as a
no,
pet.
no.
Oh,
All right.
no.
All right. At this point, wait. Why does it not have? You know what's really odd here? It doesn't have a bite attack, and I think it should.
What?
Wow. One.
Weird. Oh, that's because it has a hammer.
It has a hammer.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I respect it.
how
Listen,
is
it has
I
too many
have a
teeth
bite
for it to
attack?
not.
To not have
What
a
it does
bite.
is it
So-
eats rocks. That's all it does. It eats.
I mean,
rocks.
okay, a human body's made out of
Maybe
bones.
it
and bones
doesn't
are
like
softer than
flesh.
Rocks.
Maybe it doesn't.
It
like
does
that
have an
fun.
interesting thing where it actually can eat rocks.
Hey, Airfa, you feeling very rocky?
It's fine. All right.
You smell what
Do
this
it,
enemy is
do it.
cooking?
It chomps on its teeth as it opens and gnashes and not 180. I'm so sorry. I almost said Tal, but no, I'm so sorry, Maria. It does
No,
not
Tal would
quite
hate
open
it.
180. But as it's clashing its teeth, it's going to go ahead and strike you with its hammer.
Minus
Did
2
I-
to my AC, right?
You currently have a -2.
Okay.
I don't think. Okay. That is a 16.
That is what it needs to hit me when I'm prone.
Okay. So you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And prepared, hearing what Ark said, it just goes and whips back over to Ark and is just like, in Under Carmen, wow, I cannot talk.
Under Carmen San Diego.
Yeah, where in the world is
Under
under Carmen?
Carmen?
Where in the world is Under Carmen San Diego?
It goes,
You know what? I like that pun.
where in the world am I?
No,
Meld into
no.
the stone. And it's gonna use the rest of its 2 actions to meld into the stone and take cover.
Interesting. That's a smart move.
I don't want it to.
So, I am sorry.
No, counter spell.
So it takes cover. It doesn't say what kind of cover.
Taking cover's a thing, right?
Okay, hold on.
It's probably just standard cover if it doesn't say anything else.
We could do that. So it is.
+2 to AC, reflex, and stealth. Can hide if it wants to, but it doesn't have an action to hide. So.
It does not have the action to hide. So, yep. Okay. So it's gonna take that +2. As you see, it kind of its body at this point, it absolutely opens its mouth 180 degrees and then just kind of like presses it up against the wall and like clomps in, and it begins to just kind of meld into it. Yeah, like absolutely like Pac-Man style, like rotating.
Waka
yes.
waka 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 waka.
Absolutely. Okay, that's it. R2, you see it go to attack Airfe. It didn't listen.
Yeah, Ark is going to. I really don't want it to be down there though. Plus, it's a lot.
It's
It's
unlucky.
like a 10% chance for me to miss.
And you recalled from previously, or maybe it was over Noza, that this guy was pretty tough.
Yeah, I tried to chomp.
He's like a big ball of rock.
Yeah,
I like these guys. I'll throw more at y'all.
Ark-
I'll make sure there's a good couple.
Ark is gonna
How
just
dare you.
ask out loud very quickly. Are you okay to take this one? There are more back here.
To who?
To everyone. Like in common. And
Yeah, I got it.
Like looking at Airfe, but like everybody's back there, so I assume they can hear within 10 feet that he's speaking. Okay.
You can do that.
Then Ark will begin to move.
Okay. So you go into the room.
Yeah, I go into the room.
Make me a perception check.
I'm bad at this. 7.
Okay. So you walk into the room.
Yep. I don't want it like in my turn there, but like he walks into the room, he's looking around, speaks in undercommon to this person one more time, just You don't need to help us. Just stay out of it. And he's gonna keep walking. Can I see that this doesn't turn anywhere, or can I not? This hallway to the left.
That hallway to the left, it gets a little dark, so it's a little hard to see. But you think that there's like a rock wall there.
Okay. Then he is going to continue his move. At the end of his move, he will be by the little guy.
This little thing over here.
Yep. He is going to speak again in Undercommon.
Like, are you going up to it?
Yeah,
all
that
the
would be
way?
the end of my move. I'll go up to it.
Okay.
He's going to speak again in Undercommon and say, if you stay here, don't attack. You will not be hurt.
You see this kind of like muffled into like the wall, so you just kind of hear like, I'm not here.
Understood. And then Ark had a little practice with what's their name? Anchor Root. So
Yeah.
I will say, as you approach this creature though, that even without the best perception check, it doesn't matter, because as you step close to them and kind of turn your attention to them, the smell kind of hits your nose. And they stink.
okay. Yeah, Ark doesn't mind that. I'm going to begin to
Showers
walk down the
needs
hallway now.
Mm-hmm.
This is
So-
as far as I can get, and the light's starting to dim out.
So you use
gone.
both your actions down there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I am going to just get in a defensive stance and raise my shield.
Okay, so you kind of protect the hallway down there, which, as the very kind of bits of what you can see as the light begins to dim as you go down there, is you see a couple of barrels and some stuff over there. So it looks like perhaps storage, perhaps something, but you're not getting the best look. But that is what you see. Okay, at that point, it's the Mitflit's turn. And as you walk away and it's kind of looking down at the little like dead body that you're basically standing on top of, you say like, you don't have to help. So they look at you as they kind of start disappearing, and they're like, okay. And then as soon as you're not looking, it books it down this little hallway, and you lose sight of it.
That's fine.
All right. Taliatya. Taliatya. Said it perfectly. No
Yeah,
regrets.
absolutely perfectly.
Nailed it.
Okay.
You have one last, like, angry-looking thing in front of you, but you even saw that it was, like, hesitating, and it took this opportunity. So I will say that, like, we're getting close to this sort of, like, teetering on the edge thing again.
Mm-hmm. So for the sake of movement, is that shark bait still taking up a?
I love you.
Are they still
So
taking up
much.
a space?
They are, but the space after them is no longer occupied.
Right.
So you'll be you can try to tumble through its space as well.
Okay.
Tumble through is acrobatics, just in case.
Which is great. I have a specific set of skills.
Well, 7 and help me
Okay.
all.
And it's not an additional action, it's part of your move action.
Great. Then Tal is going to do that because, for context, they're afraid that Ark is still gonna go and kill more people, and that's scary. So
So spoopy.
we're gonna try to tumble past.
All right, make me a acrobatics check.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually helped.
Dirty 20.
Perfect. So you are able, that is exactly the DC in this case, as it kind of looks at you and it starts to go like, ah! But it's like partially melded into the stone, and you just kind of jump like right up. You almost do basically a cartwheel off of it over it. You're like, Hup! And then it's like you realize how small the ceiling is. You're like, and you get through. You kind of just scrape by in there, and you land on the other side of it. So the thing is again, the space here is difficult terrain. So you are having less movement.
I'll use my second action to move then.
Okay. So where are you going at this point? After Arc?
Yes. Yes, I think I'm gonna go around this direction, this way. I don't know how many.
Make me a perception check as you come in here.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was going to ask, because I want to get a lay of whatever's going on in this room too.
Don't die.
Natural 20, 24.
Hey!
Natural.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to me specifically.
So you you step in here, and you immediately see, and maybe this was because you kind of tumbled through and landed like lower to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But as you kind of stand up, your eyes catch this thing hiding under the table. This is a 2-foot tall table. It is I will bring it over though. Oh, is it on the token layer already?
No. If you're talking about the creature, no.
Hold on, I probably clicked the wrong thing. There we go. And under it's as you take a closer look with your natural 20, as you kind of look down, it is probably another gremlin. Hard for you, I think. I can't click on the thing I want to click. Moving your light.
That's fine. That's a perfect place for it.
Oh. Have you been sustaining it?
I will use my third action to sustain it.
Okay. I can't remember if there was... Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So...
I have been using my actions to sustain it up until this point.
That's not a gremlin.
It's a paler looking thing, but nonetheless, it is, gremlin-esque. And it's there, lying low under the table, hiding. It thinks it's greatly hidden right now.
Amazing.
With your natural 20, it does not know that you know it's there.
Decisions.
Okay. Do I, in the moments that I have, get any sense that it seems frightened, or if it's just waiting for its opportunity to get out or anything like that?
With the natural 20 perception and seeing the behavior you've seen so far, you feel like it is very much whatever is best going to let it live. Which means that it's there, it thinks it's safe. It's going to stay safe, and it's definitely prioritizing staying safe.
Okay, but it's not necessarily
that does not mean it won't take as many opportunities as it can.
Right.
Totally fair.
Okay. Oh no.
Actually, with your natural 20, because of this, you're looking and because you're focused on the table, you're not taking the time to look at this table in detail, but you're able to very quickly see that one of the parchments spread out on the table is a map.
Okay. jeez. Okay. I think then. Fuck. They're not gonna tell anyone that thing is there, and I think they're gonna finish their movement.
I think that's
I love
fair.
this for you.
Same.
And go.
Go down the ends.
Yeah, because this space on the other side is difficult terrain, right? So I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of like numbers.
Yeah, it
movement.
doesn't make the biggest difference which direction, because in this room there's a lot of shit everywhere, but it's not considered difficult terrain.
Okay.
Oh wait, you were using your third action to sustain the lights.
You are correct. Well, that's right. I moved once.
You're right.
To get here, and then I wanted to just finish wherever my second movement would have taken me.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
I just don't know where that would be.
Sure, I'll bring you. You want to go basically as far close down to Arc as you can. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. You do that, and you kind of make your way around the table.
Can it would be an action to tell Nim to go do something, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an action to give your familiar 2 actions.
Great. Then I'm done.
Hideaki, what's happening?
Oh boy. So so much syrup. So much. So can from where Hideaki is, can he see right here?
Wait,
What's up, Maria?
Before you do that, can I grab that map while I'm there? Is
Um,
that a free thing, or do I need to use a part of something to do a thing?
Usually an interact action.
I'm gonna let that be an interact action in the current moment. So
Okay.
Carry on.
Carry on
Yes.
my way. What is it?
can Overnoses see what?
Actually, can Hideaki see this area right here specifically?
No.
Okay, cool.
You see a bit of like Arafe's like arm, like that's like prone currently. On the ground.
Okay. So I'm gonna use. It's gonna seem really strange, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I think it's fun.
As a reminder, it's very much easier to use your hour keys to move around these parts.
Yeah, I always forget that. I'm gonna have because it's one action to remove Arafe's prone situation. Yes,
So it's what?
like to pick them up from prone, like help them up.
They. You probably don't need to. It's Arafe's turn. Like
Okay,
they can
this is
get
fine.
up.
Okay, fair enough. So okay, in that case, Hideaki will walk forward, and like as he's moving, and we're gonna act together, move together. But as he does that, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, I want you to do me a favor.
Just remember that
I tell-
it's not there. Sorry.
Hightail past this hallway. Like I have an idea to try to block it from getting back in. And I'm going to. Oh, see, I forgot again about the thing. I'm gonna do this.
So the Gnagriff is still there. So
I
if you
don't
want to
know.
move past it,
I don't know, right?
wait, what are you talking about? It's so
Wait,
there's this thing. It's partially melded into the stone, but
Oh.
it is an enemy in your space. So if you would like to move past the Gnagriff, you can make a tumble through action as part of your move, which is an acrobatics check.
Sure. Yeah, I will do that. Well, Overnose will do it first. So.
Sure.
Do.
Overnose crushes Arafe.
End of campaign. Let's see. I think that's a 14.
A 14 is not enough to tumble through.
Great.
So there's this sort of these are very tight quarters.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, it's
Overnose a traffic
yeah.
jam.
We'll go ahead, and it's rough, but that's actually part of the considerations here. But basically, trying to do so, Arafe, you get, even though you're prone, you get pushed back basically as Overnosa tries to get through, and Overnosa is like stepping over you.
Can't.
You're like, "Are you fine?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." As you watch your dragon push me back.
Oh.
And the best part is over Noza here because you can't get it. But now Airfae's in front of you, Hideaki, and you can help her up. But as Over tries to push through this space unsuccessfully.
Okay. So where is Overnosa now? Are they like right here?
So Overnosa is
That's
now
not here.
right in front of the. Okay. It was right in front
There we
of
go.
the
Yeah.
Nagriff in the hall.
Okay.
I'm just,
And
you
so
just
it's
see me
stuck.
in front of you going,
I'm sorry. We had a really good plan. Okay.
yeah, like,
So all of that is like one action still, well we're acting together.
So you both moved, right? So you
Right.
moved up to the corner where Airfae is now, and he moved unsuccessfully down the hallway.
Yeah.
So he's standing. Yeah. So you both moved
Right.
as one action.
So the question is but I can't go any further because he blocked the path. Is that
Yeah.
what happened?
Because you can't get past this guy.
That is unfortunate. Okay. Cool.
Now, Ark did say, "You got this, guy." Whatever that means to you.
How first of all, how dare you? Second of all, okay.
I
So I
took
can't-
that as Ark asking if you could
Yeah. Chomp is what
keep
you're
him
saying?
down.
Yeah. No, that
Do
was the
whatever you
plan,
need
and
to
then
not to
you.
die.
And then you,
Yeah,
and then you,
don't
and
die.
Then you hurt, and then you hurt me, Syrup. You hurt my chances. Okay. Okay. Enough funny business until additional funny business. So, from there, because now that I've used one action, I can't hold with the other two. Correct?
You can. You absolutely can hold. You can use your last two actions to hold an action.
To hold one action.
Yeah, just one action.
Okay.
So you can hold a bite attack against it if it tries to be aggressive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have two left. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to. Well, no, I have to use two actions to hold the bite, right? So in that case, yeah, that's what I'll do. But I will say, listen, you need to not come back, or it will be very, very painful for you. Keep moving.
Like kind of muffled in the stone, you hear. Okay,
I love that.
perfect.
I hate him. And then I'm holding bite.
Okay, at that point, looking around, not knowing that you saw it, Tal, this little gremlin crawls through under the tables and jumps up to kind of right behind you and is like, ah! And you like having kind of like knowing it was coming and knowing that
I
it
can
was
hear
there.
it like scrabbling like around.
Yeah,
the
you're
rocks
tuned
and
into it. I'm
everything.
carrying over your natural 20, and you're there, and you like you're staring right at it as it comes out.
I'm staring at it with the most like plead. It's probably the least expected look that this thing wanted to see from a person, of just like this pleading, like, please just leave face.
Okay, so you have this it's just not a deadpan, but it's just this like not surprised, not aggressive, like
this kind of
don't
like
be
empty
stupid right now.
Yeah, this
Don't
kind of like
do
empty
this.
face of just like, you gotta, no, please don't make them
No.
kill you.
the
Now
look
this
of the
little guy-
mom gives a toddler, like, just leave me alone.
This little guy with its like it came out at you with a grinning like sharp tooth like like absolute like
I got you.
you can tell from its attitude, again, I'm carrying over a lot of your natural 20 here, that it's like it was ready to like, gremlins like mischief. This one seems to be very much in that boat of like, I can do good things if I'm sneaky and surprise you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it sees this expression and it looks around, and it's been hiding because it saw everything that happened down that hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it kind of put its hands up. Do you speak Undercommon?
Nope.
Okay.
How
So it's just
unfortunate.
kind of like, grumble something that you don't quite like, and it's not yelled loudly here, so I don't know that anyone would really hear at this point. And you see it kind of like very much slink, like it's tiptoeing, like absolutely like, you still don't see me, as it starts shuffling down to the left, down this little hallway as it disappears from your sight. It's like, I'm gonna, nope, okay, and it decides to go.
Y'all, if I'm the reason that we all die in 2 sessions, you can blame me then.
Probably.
Like, I mean, I already said we had a good run, so.
All right, at
I would
that
not be
point, Arafe, you get up.
Yeah.
Nah, just hang out.
Just sits on the
just
floor
gonna
and
take a
just
nap.
shakes her head. No,
This is really
At
comfy
this
over here.
point, you know that it's the Gnagriff's turn in a second. So if you will allow me, unless there's something specific that you have in mind. Okay. So as you get up and it's the Gnagriff's turn, you see it kind of like look, and now it's face to face. Before there was a nice prone human that it was like, oh great, I can just chomp on this. No one hit it as it hit and got its bonus to AC. So as it unmelds from the stone and sees a copper dragon like snout snorting down at it, it's like, and you said you said to leave, right?
Yeah.
Don't come back.
Yep.
So it starts basically like very like waddly, starting to kind of back up. Yeah, it just starts, yeah, it absolutely Kirby walks backwards. And it takes that first like step and make sure that no one's coming after it. And then it looks back, sees you, Tal. I'm assuming the same expression.
It hasn't changed, except I was looking off to the side, and now I
Yeah,
turn very
and-
slowly and look towards it.
Taking it almost as like a right this way, sir. It just goes like, you see it look, it shoots its eyes towards this little like tiny other creature that's still absolutely face planted into the wall, and starts to just continue to waddle, and it skirts the wall and it ducks down and it runs through this hallway, and you hear the shifting of stone. You can assume another secret passageway, as it also disappears from sight.
Hideaki lets out this like tense like breath, as he didn't realize that he was like holding his breath and like had those, like, you know, like when things are tense and you have like your shoulders up like this and like you don't even know and you're like, oh shit, and then you just kind of like exhale. You just kind of like
at this tentative moment, remembering that you all are still in the midst of a dungeon, that there are, you know, things going on and the buzzing still ever present. There is no immediate threat, and we will drop from initiative.
We emotionally damaged ourselves in initiative. Proud of
Continuing
us.
to sustain the spell, feel free, like, you know, I'll basically move these lights to light up around most of this space, aside from where you first came.
I'll have Arafe up. Finally.
To make things quicker, do you all, does anybody stay in the, like, first, like, nest bedroom area, or do you all kind of filter into the larger room?
Do y'all want to stay in the blood room, or do you want to go somewhere else?
After getting helped up, Arafe would move in here.
After Art
I'll,
moves his back room, he would move to the middle room with everyone.
I'll look around and see if there's anything interesting, since I'm the last one in here.
Sure. Last to leave this room, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Loot the box.
You know what? I'm gonna hero point this.
Tal's going
Yeah.
to the map, by the way,
Absolutely.
while this is happening.
Perception 25.
Okay, so looking around here, there is a lot of junk, a lot of stuff, and kind of parsing through it and taking your time to kind of just briefly like, what's this? What's that? You will find basically trinkets worth 11 gold that you can kind of collect if you so choose.
Excuse me, burp. Old-fashioned burp. Well, Say it one more time. What was it again?
11 gold.
Yeah, certainly. Sure.
So with that, do you kind of come back with everybody?
I do.
All right. So bringing everybody here, I'm gonna get rid of some of these bodies so I can find it, and I will bring Camera Chicken down. Oh, Camera Chicken was hiding the last light. There we go.
There it is.
And with that, kind of left to illuminate a little bit here. So Ark, coming down, you said you checked out the little room at the bottom. Okay, so make me a perception check as well.
You act like I'm good at this.
I act like you can give me a perception check.
I act like a roll.
It's like it's a skill.
It's
So,
like we're playing a game.
With a 15, you look into this room once it gets lit up for you, and it's this space, like maybe it was once organized, but it's been definitely pillaged over and over and over again. There's barrels pried open, punched open. There are like sacks spilling their contents out across the floor. There is piles of garbage flooding like the corners of this space. And there's also this tiny little like space that there was like a small like cook fire that like has definitely like stained like the side of the cave and like the ceiling with like soot and stuff like that. And really gross like wash water that's absolutely really gross. With a 15, you said?
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing. Gremlins are pretty small.
Yeah.
So everything of this mess is kind of down on ground level. You are a taller individual, and as you, with your height, look over, there is a shelf that is higher up from this area that has a, compared to the garbage in this room, rather pristine looking bag.
Yeah. I mean, Ark will be cautious. Cast and make sure it's a. It might not be a cantrip here. It is a cantrip. Cast Detect Magic.
It seems to give off a little bit of magic.
And swipe it.
Swiper, no swiping.
By all means, add party's first bag of holding type 1 to your inventory.
Holy shit! We hit about level up.
Okay, but if I can be so bold, can I nominate Star to keep track of what's in our bag of holding, please?
I think that is totes fair.
If Star is okay with that.
Like I haven't already started a list of everything we have.
I know,
Amazing,
right?
wonderful, stupendous.
Now, mind you, this is a bag of holding that you found, so we'll talk about. Don't forget that you don't know what's in it currently and like all that type of stuff. But let me know if you are looking.
Let's
into
turn it
et cetera.
inside out. Let's put another bag of holding in the bag of holding.
Let's
make it
blow
implode.
up the monster.
Yeah,
Ark
make
will
a
walk
black
back into the
hole.
Middle room with the bag out.
So you all see this, and then Tal, you've been looking at the map on the table. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think they went over there to see the map because it caught their eye, and then they kind of like leaned on the table, and then they're just like, oh god, this table is the only thing holding me up right now.
No. And it's a pretty short table. So in this room, as y'all kind of take a second to really look into it, there is a table here, as you see, with a large cloth map pinned down with like heavy rocks along the edges, and that literally takes up most of this room. It's dirty and tattered, but you see, as you take a look at it, the aged map gives you a detailed view of the Magaambya campus.
Oh god.
Yep.
Drawn on top of the map are several caves and tunnels, making this sort of like interconnected web of passages between the buildings. The table itself is like 2 feet off the ground, but has heavy wooden legs.
Then that would have like knelt down, like,
yeah,
you know.
And
sat on my
as you
feet.
kneel down and kind of lean on it, you're like, it's one of those things like when you hit the floor, you're like, I don't know if I'm getting up.
Correct.
But you rolled a perception check earlier.
Yeah, I got a natural 20.
looking around and taking this room and kind of almost sort of hyper focusing on this table. Over almost like tuning into it to drown out like everything else that's going on. You're staring at this map and you're staring at it and you're staring at it and you're like, it's kind of like when your brain is just sort of trailing its thoughts elsewhere.
Yeah.
You look at one of the stones holding it down and you're like, oh, that's actually a pretty stone. And like compared to the rest, and like just like little things. So like this little paperweight is actually, you right, like notice it's like a lump of amber, which is actually, you know, pretty pricey. So you could grab that if you want. Being there, kneeling on the floor, there is that thought of, what if there's something else under the table? And you kind of glance down under it. You do see, like, again, in this mess of a room, it's not like the only thing here. There's always like, there's a lot of crap everywhere, basically. You do see kind of a glint of like a glass bottle.
I will
Seems to have
fish
like a
it
liquid
out.
in it.
Yeah, I'll fish it out.
As you fish it out, you actually hear it clink against some others, and you can pull from that pile 3 lesser healing potions.
Oh god. Oh,
Let's get
oh
crunk.
god.
With the details out of the way of like what you see around you,
Yeah.
I will turn things over back to you all as Ark returns with a bag held out in front of him, and Tal pulls out a couple of glass potions from under the table.
Yeah, Ark's immediately gonna spin around to this creature that is still in the room.
Right.
Saying undercommon. Everything is safe. We do see you. You can turn around.
Oh, okay. Turns around slowly, like very, very, very slowly. And you see in its hand, like in one hand that it was kind of like pressed tight against its chest as it was like huddled against the wall, is like this rag. And then the next hand that comes out, you see a shing of metal, and you see that they're actually holding a knife, but it's like they were like cleaning it from like insect entrails and things like that. They were just kind of like cleaning, and they're like, oh, and they like drop the knife immediately to be like, no, oh, I'm sorry.
Arafe's gonna take off her mask so she's not as intimidating, hopefully.
Amazing.
Okay.
Ark's gonna leave his mask
It
on.
doesn't help.
Ark will take a step back because he knows that he is not the person to be conducting the conversation, though he will say in common, I can translate if necessary.
Tal will look over there. We'll put these bottles on the table and like think about getting up and just turn where they're sitting to face this individual. And say through Ark, I assume.
Sure.
And just let me know, Ark, if you translate differently, just for
Yeah.
for funsies. But
I'll translate literally everything unless I stop.
okay. I will ask, who are you? And what are you doing here?
I'm just I clean the can I go? I don't want to be here. Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry.
Do you know where Stone Ghost is?
What? Like they
Do
like
you-
immediately like shiver and shink. It's a pretty violent reaction. You are all keeping your distance from this
Yep.
thing.
I'm staying right where I'm at, yeah.
But I do want you all to, as you get a bigger, clearer picture of this thing, I will actually show you what they look like.
I think you
Because it's a little bit difficult as this all sort of comes calming down a little bit. There is the smell that is like emanating from this creature. The Where is it? Handout. This is what it looks like. I gave you all a handout.
Oh!
I love them. I will die for them.
It's a bat.
Their name is Benji.
Benji.
They tell you.
I'm so sorry.
Benji. But and then as you kind of look, they're little flicks of fur and matted like hair. They're like almost mostly like balded and like they're patchied like fur all over, and it's like moving. They are in. It's disgusting to the amount in which they are infested with lice.
Oh, shit.
buddy.
Yep, we'll stay right over there.
Benji.
Yeah.
Now, seeing this, if anybody wants to identify the creature that Benji is, feel free to make me a nature check.
I could
Sure.
try.
Well,
That's a
as long as you're trained in nature.
That. Can
Okay.
Arafe try and see if she can figure out, like, you said, like, he's infested with, like, lice?
She is, yes.
She is.
Oh, hey.
Does
That's so
Arafe
cute.
know any, like, remedies that she has on her that she can give Benji to help with this?
So, let me pull them up 1 second. Oh, man. Archives of Deathless, please don't fail me.
Do the thing.
Alright, so they,
Why don't we just cast Bullhorn on it and just yell all the lice off?
I'm sure Benji
I
would.
said lice, you son of a bitch!
Get off!
you
Hold
be,
on,
you be better!
Arc will telekinetic project out each of them with a piece of copper.
oh my god.
Surgery!
I got this.
Benji.
Fine-tuned.
Hey, you're an expert at it for sure.
So I will say though, if you talk about like when you mentioned like the ghost, she does kind of like shrink up and she's like, oh, you don't want to do anything with them. Don't. And like as you kind of like move some of the stuff on the table and put the potions up, Tal, she does sort of tentatively step forward with the rag and start like just like wiping them down.
You don't have to do that.
I can just help. I'm sorry. Please, I just can't. If I can't leave, well,
You're-
can I?
You're doing a good job.
Okay. They're like they are very like scared. Very, very, very scared right now.
We have to find this stone ghost because they're doing things that are hurting people that we care about.
You don't want to deal with him.
No,
We do.
I don't.
I don't.
But we have to. You don't.
Okay, well,
You don't have to. You just have to tell us where they are.
they move around a lot. I just sort of clean up after everybody, so I don't really go near them. But
Do you clean up after them?
No, I don't like going there. They don't like me because I smell.
Where's there?
To like around there, do you want me to show you?
I'll like move the map over a little bit.
They like start cleaning under it.
Can you show us on here? Where you've
the-
seen them before?
So the map, because it's like the Magaambya campus, does not
Yeah,
necessarily have
it's
the
the
macro
tunnels,
view of
yeah.
this tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Right.
Oh, but
Right.
right.
Yeah.
They do sort of like point the like the where hair and like it's the Archhorn Library basically.
Mhm.
Is anybody taking a little bit longer to investigate this map?
I'm 100% going to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Arc would eventually, but not right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
I'll
want
let
to stay
you guys
focused
finish
on
this
the combo. Maybe if you can get us a little bit closer to to them, if you're comfortable, maybe we can help you with somewhere new. Maybe get you cleaned up a bit, if you want that.
They start
And-
kind of like taking the hem of their rags, like their cloth, like their tunic is like a burlap tunic. They
Yeah.
start like kind of wringing it. You'll protect me and take me away from here.
You have my word.
Can I leave? But okay. I won't get hurt. Promise, you promise?
Do you feel comfortable leaving on your own?
No. They'll
Okay.
find me. They'll find me.
Should we bring Benji with us?
We should
I'll
If
show
they
you.
take Benji upstairs.
Yes.
I can show you around if you need me to, but I just don't wanna get hurt. I just wanna go
Ark is
somewhere else.
shaking his head.
I don't think you should come with us, Benji.
Okay.
There's a lot of good people who can help you and help take
Okay.
care of you. And we can at least get you to them. But
Oh.
you need to tell us as much as you can about what's down here.
There's a lot of
Can you write?
gremlins. No.
Okay.
I can show you, but there's like I tried to clean over there, and like she points to the pantry that you were in, Ark, and like you can tell from having been there that like it's pretty clear that like anything she tried to clean up after these gremlins was just immediately like destroyed again. Like
Sure.
she was just doing this inevitable perpetual sort of like, I'll clean this up. Oh, okay. And from the way the gremlins acted from when this whole time in this space, all of them ignored her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she kind of like starts pointing out like space, like gets into a bit too much detail and starts pointing out like the areas here in this room. Sometimes I clean here, but here they were just mostly planning.
Arko interrupted. Can you stop and we will take you upstairs?
Stop talking. I'm sorry. Is that? And then like they realize they're still talking and like they stop like halfway through.
Art just kind of like glances back at everyone else.
Did you ever leave this room? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
interrupt
go ahead.
They like look to you, and they like then look at Ark, who's like told them to stop talking, and then they just kind of like nod.
Ark will turn back and say in common, we have a job to do. There are saving Benji is good, and we should. But standing here talking about what they clean in this room is not.
Oh, you said this in common.
Yeah.
Never mind.
you.
He did, she was starting to tell you like what the other gremlins were doing
Yeah.
at this room, in this room.
Sure.
Which is the planning stuff.
Mhm.
What were they planning next?
There was one that looked like longer hair. They called her Kershkin, but she didn't come back. So then they were arguing a lot over what to do. And they couldn't decide, but they were talking about doing lots of stuff like they wanted to attack the students, and they wanted to just play tricks on everybody, but I don't think that's what he wanted. And you can tell like she starts kind of going through, and it's kind of like you get the impression that the gremlins that were in
It's-
this room trying to plan, now that Kershkin was out of the picture, which is y'all's doing, they were like trying to continue to be smart and plan, but nobody was as smart as Kershkin to do those biddings. It seemed like Kershkin was almost like the second commander here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose we have to clear the place. Well, attempt to clear the place, most of it at least anyway. That's what we can handle, right?
She immediately starts like going over towards like the dead bodies and starts to like try to like drag one and start to like clean it up. Well, I could do that.
Please don't.
You don't need to do that. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
Angie, what do you want to do? What do
I
you
want to leave. I want to leave. I don't. They didn't treat me really nice. So you guys seem strong. You killed them, and I don't want to die. So maybe you could.
You're not gonna
I'll
die.
help you if you protect me, though.
I think we can do that? But I think the best we can do to keep you safe is to bring you upstairs, so that you're not down here with them anymore.
Is there like? Is it safe upstairs?
We'll make
Can
sure.
I stay there?
Certainly safer than down here.
We can talk to some people.
There are more strong people like us that will figure out what is the best path for you.
Okay. Do you want me to help you first?
No.
Okay.
We want you safe.
Okay.
And feel free to overrule Art, but he doesn't want to take care of this thing during a fight.
It's valid. Hideyuki is
Airfaith-
really torn.
Yeah, Airfaith through the conversations you guys are having is getting a feeling like Benji feels like she has to help us so we don't kill her.
Yeah.
And she does not want to reinforce that of you don't have to do stuff for us to keep yourself alive.
Yeah.
And as this conversation is taking place, and it's like
Yeah.
you can like she begins to understand that there's not an immediate threat. She does begin to just sort of follow after whoever. Like even though y'all are talking and there's like a lot of people in the room, she just like follows after if you do anything and starts to try to like clean up after you. So I will say though, is anybody sort of like purposefully keeping a distance from her, or are y'all letting her kind of clean up?
I'm letting her clean up.
Letting her do what makes her comfortable.
Unless she gets in front of Ark and gets in the way, then Ark will be fine.
Okay. I would
Tal will
like
stop her from touching any of the bodies, though.
Yeah.
any of the bodies. Okay. So given that you're letting Benji kind of come around here and like clean up after y'all and move a little bit more freely as you discuss plans, and feel free to like take a second and like not talk to her directly and like figure out y'all's plans and options as well. But I do want everybody to roll me a d20. I want to see who has the highest.
Probably not me.
16.
Actually, let's go with the lowest.
Oh.
You
8.
You were the worst.
11.
9.
Let's go.
Waffles.
And what did you say, Tal? I'm sorry.
16. It would have been the highest. But
Do you want to go the highest?
And then
Tal?
you
Do
took
wanna
it
go the
away from
highest?
me.
I do want it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is,
Okay.
but I want it.
I want it.
Especially if
Alright.
it's bad, I want it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Yay.
On Star's birthday.
So, Tal, you at this point, there is again, she's rather gross. Nobody quite did anybody actually do a nature check to
Yes.
figure her
I rolled
out?
like a 10.
Did we?
I got a 16.
Okay. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about that. I can't pull them up, unfortunately. I think that was part of my problem. But basically, 16 you said? Somebody said 16? I'll take it.
Tal.
All right. You recognize this creature as a Grimple.
Oh!
Ooh.
A
Even
Grimple
their name is cute.
is a type of gremlin. However, they are like perpetually as a gremlin, as this kind of gremlin, perpetually infested with lice. It is not so much that the lice found their way in them. That's the kind of gremlin they are. They are always like, it's called grimple lice. Everything is constantly like finding its way. They are they smell bad. There's almost these like kind of like, that's their being. I don't know how else to explain it. And
Got it.
they, even from this, you can recognize based on just the sheer amount and how patchy this little grimple is, that this is so many lice. This is more lice than like it should be. Given that though, one of the times that she cleans up after you, she accidentally touches like your foot as she kind of steps around you. And try to make me go ahead a reflex save here.
Amazing.
To,
Of course, it's one of the
avoid
people with like
the lice.
fur.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you're 50-50, you know?
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
25.
Damn!
I just have to.
I mean-
we hit 1,000 followers.
Oh my god, we did it!
Thank
Incredible,
you.
that's so cool. I'm so happy for
Amazing.
y'all.
Okay, I'm so sorry. What was that?
Now go subscribe to the YouTube. It's 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
25.
Sub YouTube.
Okay. With that, even though that's more lice than usual on a gremlin, you kind of tuck your foot out of the way as like one of the lice kind of like falls off of her foot. Like as she moves, they're like falling all over. It's like really, really, really gross. So while she is very like cute-ish from far away, she's also very, very gross. And there's this kind of dodging that's consistently happening as she moves around the place. Is something to keep in mind. But continue.
Arc 2, I think, if this is a comment by the way, I think if we let them go now, we condemn them to not making it out of here at all.
Then I'll take them back.
And why is
We're
that?
not too far. It would take us only a few moments to bring them back.
I think we should escort them.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, okay, well, never mind.
Is it noisy out up there?
It can be sometimes.
I don't like noisy.
There are places where it won't be noisy.
Not always noisy.
We'll introduce you to Anchor.
Okay. They don't really know what they're
Yeah,
like.
I know. Ark
Like,
says it more for the
cool.
other people, but
Right?
It's like the
Shall
only
we?
thing that we pick out of that, like that conversation is just like blah 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 anchor roots.
yeah, that's it.
Wow, I understood that reference.
Just following the pattern here.
Yeah.
I can help if you want. I sleep out there. I just kind of like points like out like deeper into the caverns where you have not like through in a direction like through the cavern wall. I'll sleep over there. I could wait for you over there if you need me to, or I can help you. As long as I'll be safe, I can help because y'all are really nice.
You all murdered my friends, but you're really
But you're really nice. Switching to
They were
Undercommon.
made to be. They're not my
Yeah, they
friends.
weren't the friends.
Yeah, that's
No.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is where we're going isn't safe, and
Just don't go after the thing because it's like not alive, but he's not dead. It's really scary.
Are they down here? In this cavern?
They tend to be around here. They might be here. I don't know. They kind of just show up and then they go away. And you see them start like looking around, panicked.
I'll look around.
Make me a perception check.
Can you call them?
I'll
19.
resolve this first. With the 19 looking around, you're like pretty confident you don't see anything. There's nothing moving.
Doesn't seem to be around here.
Well, No, I can't call them. I don't think they even really notice me. They don't really talk to us. They just
Well, we notice you.
thanks.
What-
I think.
What makes them come around? Is it loud noises? Is it death? What is it?
They just kind of usually. I don't know. I just kind of see them go by. I don't think I've seen them talk to anybody. They maybe talked to Kershkin once, but
Not
it was a
anymore.
long time ago. They don't do it. Cause there's just a lot of like gremlins around here, but we just do whatever we're told. Well, they do. I just clean it up, but they.
Okay, we should take them upstairs.
All right.
Did we ask them what this stone ghost looks like?
I told you what Stone Ghost looks like.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Okay.
There's some secret doors over there, and she points to like where the gremlins ran from.
Yeah.
There's one over there. They kind of just turn. There's one up there, which is like where you guys came from. But
Yeah.
that one turns too.
I interrupt Benji because Benji will just continue knowing that. Benji, this one here, does that go towards where that glowing mushroom is?
Can you? Sorry, you said here, but I wasn't.
Yeah, right
towards
here.
like the left of
Yeah,
your certain
yeah,
space.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the glowing. Yeah, it goes closer to
The what? What was that word?
The glowing. You said glowing.
Yeah.
Mushroom. Yeah, it goes that
What
way.
does it do? We saw some bite marks on it.
Oh, I don't know. They tried it once. It just didn't taste good.
Oh, fair enough. Shall we head out this way, everyone?
Be careful, cause there's down there. If you go the opposite way, there's like that's where they keep the bees.
Okay.
But then there's also over there. She's just kind of like gesturing very faintly, like to her right now.
The best house tour
Right
ever.
there. Yeah, and basically you can imagine from this that she might be useful for some information if you take her around with you as
Sure.
one option, but like she's not the best at giving like here's a full layout of the land.
Right.
And absolutely giving her upstairs would be able to secure a space for her if you need to. Like you'd
100%.
be sure that she was safe if you escorted her back up.
Yeah.
I think bringing her
100%.
upstairs is a good idea, but we could also bring her with and just anytime something happens, just tell her to run.
She will not make it out.
And we also promised to keep her safe.
That's
And
true.
that we're
That's
not
more
keeping that promise.
I can do if you need me to. I can try to like do this, and she turns around like down the hallway, like imagining she's like kind of down here this time,
Mhm.
and because she hears you say like, we're kind of hand waving
Yeah.
barrier here.
Sure.
But you say like basically like she won't make it out, and she's like trying to just kind of show that she's helpful. I can do this, and she turns around like down this, facing down here, and just begins to vomit a 30-foot line. So she basically genuinely spits a 30-foot line of vomit down this hallway. Is that helpful?
That's really impressive, Benji.
You know what, Benji? I kind of want you to come with us now, if I'm being honest.
And she just kind of like burps a little.
How often can you... You know what? Never
And
mind.
she just starts prestidigitating it clean.
That's her dragon breath.
That's her breath weapon. Yep. Fucking amazing.
Ark will
Okay.
step up and say, "Do you want to fight then?
I just if
Then
I
you
could.
should go upstairs."
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. So with that decision, you are all bringing her upstairs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing so now? Or are you finishing up? Like while she can wait. Do you want to kind of finish up in this room before
I think
escorting her up?
we can finish up in like all of this room, because as long as like we'll keep an eye on her and
Right.
make sure she doesn't leave, and then we
Yeah.
probably need to plan what we're doing next, so we're not walking around in the dark with her hand on the cable.
The current moment, this is clear and you're secured here, and there's this
Yeah.
aspect of like,
Save
if
your game.
you leave, who knows what happens. So
Right.
as you kind of stick around here, do you? I'm assuming all the rooms have been looked through.
Yeah.
What are some of the items? What do you look like? Well, give me a list as opposed to necessarily the role play of like, what are you looking into? You have the bag of holding. There's the map on the table. Anything else, or are any of those things and anything else?
Additional plans, signs where Stone Ghost would be. Anything strategically importante.
Yeah, Ark
Is
would
my
be
focus.
looking for anything useful while we're down here. So like through the bodies, if they're carrying health potions or anything, through like the barrels and stuff, to see if like even if there's water, he'll fill up all our water skins and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, there's only one incredibly gross thing of water, which is not anything you want to touch.
Yeah.
But
That's not
Did
surprising.
change. No, I'm just kidding.
there's not much on the Gremlins aside from like a couple gold worth of more trinkets that you can find. If you need the money, you can definitely sell them for some gold. If you are, and let me know if you do. I will tell you how much.
Ark will actually specifically lay them back on the ground beside the gremlin. So if anyone else wants to take them, that's fine. But like Ark doesn't care.
Did anybody take the lump of amber?
Yes.
Okay. That is worth 35 gold. If you sell
assume
it.
I'm going to
We're
be
rich.
selling it. You assume I told anybody about it and that I'm going to be selling it.
Just
and
saying,
it's not going to
just
go
saying,
right
so
on
you
my
know it's worth-
windowsill.
Hey, of
If
course.
you need money.
I mean, it's a little piggy
but-
bank.
Let's talk about this map real quick.
Sure.
As you take a deeper look at this map, there's a couple of things. So the mention of different plans is clear because there's all kinds of scribbling all
Yeah.
over this map at this point. Some of it, most of it, is indecipherable. Because there's like you see kind of like scratched out like trick like you can tell there's different levels, different handwritings, different things, but basically like someone was trying to like, oh, we could just play pranks on people, and somebody like got angry and crossed it out and like all that kind of stuff. So most of it's indecipherable, but there are a couple things that are of note. The first is a couple areas that are circled. The first is the storage room that you
Yep.
first fought the Pugwampis in.
The beginning of everything.
Second is the location of the outdoor introduction ceremony site.
Great.
Additionally, circled is the Tree Stump Library, now known as the Sprout House, and Tireless Hall, the location of the ceremony that had the big fight in it.
Then we got blopped in.
All of those are locations that have already been targeted. Many of the abandoned tunnels beneath the school are marked on the map. And the one other thing that you find very interesting is there is a note of like some sort of like hatch is what you're able to be deciphered in the Spire dormitories. There is a note in Undercommon. The note reads, "They live here. Send Urbel to kill him." Them.
How is that spelled?
Urbel is Urbel.
Can I make a academia lore check to see what kind of name that would be most closely related to?
Ooh.
Like a type of creature?
Like more so like, is it a fae name? Is it a demon name? Is it a
Sure.
Ancestry.
yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
19.
Oop.
Okay.
I also have a crap ton of languages.
It is
Yeah, you
written
do.
in Undercommon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can, which isn't necessarily anything with the name, but
Yeah.
it tracks with everything you've been seeing. So you feel it's Fae, of origin.
Okay.
And up until now, the gremlins gremlins are Fae creatures technically. So that kind of tracks, but it's up to you if you like. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's gremlin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ark just like notes this in his head for now because they're not sure to share it enough.
Absolutely.
Oh, I suppose only Hideaki and Hideaki and Ark can read this.
I'll say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How do you spell it, Syrup?
Urbel, URBEL.
Does Benji know who that is?
Benji?
When you say the name out loud, she definitely like shrinks from like she's going down the hallway prestidigitating her vomit up, which you do note, by the way, is like she's exhibiting a little bit of magic, and again,
Yeah.
Faye, that's not too
Not too shocking.
much of a surprise, but she does kind of like jump down the hallway, so if you ask her, she's like, oh yeah, they're really mean, but they're like lazy too, because that's like they've been here, and I know that like Kushkin was always getting mad at them, but I stay away from them because they're really, really mean.
When's the last time you saw them?
Yesterday.
How big are they?
Let me double check.
Large
Urbel
creature
character
size.
sheet.
And kind of starts like trying to gesture with her hands, and based on like kind of like, well, they're bigger than me, but you're able to basically decipher they are a small creature, but a lot of these gremlins are tiny.
Yeah.
So that is rather large for a gremlin.
In comparison, sure.
So, a
Mhm.
big gremlin,
He's
but
a
not a
Goliath.
medium creature.
Oh, goblins.
The mini boss of this dungeon.
They're like, and she starts trying to like mimic them, and like this kind of hunches over. They're like this, and they have hair, and they're like purple, and they have 3 eyes, and they have this big thing that's just like spiky. They like it.
You know who they're sending Urbel to get? Have you heard them say any names?
I mean, like the students, I think. Is that you?
Yes.
Or some of them.
I think they heard, but oh, there's more. How is there like 2 more? How?
There's a lot.
It's a lot.
There's a
Are they all up there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be there. That's like too much.
You don't have to be near.
You don't
them
have
if
to be
don't
there.
want to.
There's other areas where you can be.
It's a big
Okay.
campus, so there's a lot of us, but it's a lot of space.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Also, I want to point out that Arafe, while she knows people are translating, she is
Yeah.
directly talking to Benji.
Certainly.
Perfect.
Yeah. Validated.
I will say it's been some time, and she continues to clean around you
course.
all. So who would like to do another roll off to see who she potentially accidentally touches next?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Of course.
It depends.
Uh,
Ark's gonna sit down and do his, attend to his wounds
Okay.
with a medicine check. So if Benji would clean around that, then I'm more than happy to roll off. But he's just gonna sit down in a corner.
I will give you. She will see you trying to do this, and she'll try to like. If you have a med kit.
Yeah.
Like, assuming you're taking out rolls of stuff, she's like, "Oh, do you need me to like help with that? I can."
No, I have it. Thank you.
I will say, coming to the roll off, only because of your charisma.
Okay, are we going highest or lowest this time?
What do you want this time?
I don't
Have
want
you already
anything.
rolled?
I've already
Have you
rolled.
already rolled?
I
Okay.
have.
I've also
Here,
rolled.
we'll do the d20. We'll do this, and we'll see if it's high or low.
Oh, that's funny.
Also, as
Low.
Benji walks away, Arafe will ask Ark, "Do you want help, or are you okay?"
Ark's like, for sake of roleplay here, I think Ark's like 2 minutes into it, and hadn't been asked to tend to their wounds up till now, and so they'll go. I am fine. Everyone seems rather busy.
Okay. Let me know if that changes.
Yes.
So we're going lows, and I'm assuming this is over a course of time. So I'm gonna say it's been like 20 minutes at this point, or even a little bit longer at this point. So you can absolutely treat wounds and stuff like that. But 14 for Arc. Give me numbers.
11 for Hideyaki.
11 for Tal.
Rollies?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
to you.
You want to make me a reflex saving throw? Is one of the times she gets to, like, you approach Arc and she approached Arc, and then he said no, so she backed off and, like, nearly bumped into you. So.
Oh, cool. Terrible.
Wait, it's not you.
Well,
Hideyaki.
this is-
It's
this
Oh,
you,
we both.
Arafe. It's
Oh,
no. Arafe got 2.
I got a 2.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't hear that. Cool.
That's a
I just want to participate.
she got a 19.
Okay, great. Equally, you are like, oh, as you see, like, a couple of lights fall off, and you're like, but you are able to dodge out of that. Okay. With that, you begin to treat your wounds. You begin to discuss some of these plans. And as you rest and consider the options ahead of you, the map and the information, you check your things, you look into the bag of holding, you empty it out. The only thing that falls out of it is this beak. This, like, severed beak of a kind. But you do kind of see it as magical still. And as you... It's not like cut off, it's like taxidermied in a weird way, and trigger warning for taxidermics. I know that bothers people as well. And it's... Oh wait, I got it completely. Oh no, I got it right. Okay, sorry, 2 things fall out. The beak and a taxidermied, like, bird-like thing that's missing its beak. With enough time, I won't make you all roll for it. It is identified as a Bloodseeker. Unsurprisingly, the item is a Bloodseeker beak, which is a magical item that I will provide you all. It's another one of those
It's a
things. It's a trinket. That's the only thing in there, and the rest of it is your very own bag of holding.
Yay.
And as you empty that out and organize your things and acquire 3 additional lesser healing potions, you have a lot to think about and a lot more information than you had prior. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit.